Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here with a brand new all mesh BDM hat.
You
Looking fly.
If you want to check out
guy.
all our merch, go to tomanddan.com. We've got new villain Tom and Dan collaboration merch, coffee,
Kid
hats.
shirts,
Crop tops.
crop tops, girl shirts, hats.
So you can check all that stuff out, and we'll be in DeLand July 29th at Cafe Da Vinci.
Yes.
For a Little Stranger show, completely free.
Yeah, I had
Just
a bunch
come
of
by.
friends reach out to me and say, hey, you're actually going to be at Cafe Da Vinci on the 29th? Yes, I am. And
First-
I want to hang out with you.
First time we've had a meetup in DeLand.
I'm excited about it. Yeah, back
is
to
weird.
back to my hometown.
I've never hung out in DeLand.
Oh, right across the street from the Checkers. We'll shut that place down, and then we'll take Little Stranger to Checkers.
Let's do some weird
I wonder if
stuff.
they've been to Checkers.
Oh, yeah.
They look like a Checkers band.
Tom wanted to do a bit, he called it Weird Job Wednesday.
I like the seasoned fries.
Dan really likes it, Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday.
Do they still have cheeseburgers?
What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by Streamline Mortgage Solutions. You can go to streamlineflorida.com or streamlinecalifornia.com.
What?
If you live in California and need a mortgage or a refi or anything.
What if you can't spell California? Can you go to the Florida one and like click,
No,
click
yeah,
through?
yeah,
Can I click
yeah,
through?
Yeah. If you just call the Florida one and be like, I'm in California, this is they'll
I'm in
transfer
my
you.
car. Can you
Yeah,
connect
yeah.
me,
They'll help
please?
you out.
Please help!
Brian Zymel and his team will help you out with anything mortgage related. Patrick's on the line. How you doing, Patrick?
Better than I deserve. How about you guys?
Oh, I like that. He comes strong with a dad retort. I love a good. Tom hates those. I, sir, love those. So I like you already.
So, Patrick, what do you do?
Well, mine leans. The weird job I'm talking about is dog setting and dog care, I guess.
You're a dog sitter.
Correct.
That's
I sit
an-
on dogs.
That's
They
an.
don't run around.
Oh, he's got two. He's a twofer. That's two dad jokes. This is a great job.
Now, this seems like a business that could be profitable because lots of people need someone to watch their dog when
And
they
people
go
are
on trips or whatever.
crazy about their animals too.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. And so it seems like I've had a lot of people in my life look for a quality dog sitter because it's a service that they need.
Yeah.
You know, lots of
So
people.
it's hard to find somebody that's dependable.
Yeah, and you can't take your dog.
Try to find a sales guy.
Yeah.
You know.
So how did it start, Patrick?
The dependable and quality is the hardest part to find in this. Everybody thinks, oh, I'll watch a dog. But then they decide they want to go drinking and they get hungover and they don't show up the next day to walk your dog and that kind of thing. There's a lot of that process. But I got started in this because I am a horrible employee. I do not listen and follow directions well of other people. And I've been self-employed my entire life except for about 5 years. I worked for other people. So I just found this one. I had back when I was still in Iowa, I found a company called Doggy Vacay. And I was looking for somebody to watch my dog. And nobody would watch a dog over 100 pounds in my area. So I drove 3.5 hours to drop my dog off for 4 days so I could basically go run a marathon. At the time in D.C., the dog couldn't race with me. And then I thought, well, hell, if nobody in my area does it, I'll start doing it. And that's how it got started.
So you're a crazy marathon person, which we all know those people are crazy. And you're also a dog watching person, and we know those people are crazy. You also only have ginormous dogs, and those people are extra crazy, almost like bird people. I admire you, sir.
So, Patrick, it seems like the hardest part for starting a dog watching business is getting someone to trust you with their house and they're giving you the
What
key
about
to
the
their
dog?
house. Well,
I'd be more concerned about him mistreating my dog, not so much my house.
Well, I feel like people are paranoid about like letting someone into their house while they're not there. And,
You're not.
You know,
You're perfect for dog walker.
no, yeah. Well, I'm saying I'm perfect to let someone in my house. I'll let anybody in my house.
But you don't even lock your doors.
But most people are very cautious when giving the keys to their house to a person they don't know. How do you combat that, Patrick?
You're completely wrong. Daniel's right and Tom is wrong completely here. People have much more concern about their animal than they do their belongings. Like, I have keys right now to about 25 houses
I
in
stole
my
it from them
area
all.
that I just keep it. Yeah, I just keep their keys, like, because they leave off and on enough to not keep making, trips back and forth. So I have people giving their access to their house constantly.
So you have
they don't care about
unlimited
the house,
places
about
to
the
go
dog.
and masturbate at all times. This is awesome. I need to do this.
100%. Yeah, I can. If you get over here to Volusia County, hook me up. I'll hit me up
Hold on a
keys,
second.
and
I don't
we'll
masturbate in Volusia County. I'm not an animal.
Yeah, well, you're missing out, man. We do it best over here.
So, Patrick, how long? Because I've dealt with other dog watching services, and there's a local one in town.
Pookie Brothers.
Yeah.
That was Disco Scotty used to own that.
Yeah. I think he still does, or as of
He probably
years
dropped
ago.
the disco part of Disco Scotty, I would imagine.
So
If he didn't, then I just insulted him. I apologize.
So, what is your service? Do you like, because I've seen other dog watching services, they also they'll water your plants, they'll walk around your property, make sure there's
Put the dishes in the sink?
no, but they just make sure there's nothing fishy going on. Like they add extra stuff. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, we'll walk around, make sure there's no doors open or like you didn't have any break-ins.
I'll shut your pantry.
Do you offer other services besides just letting their dog out?
I might try to watch most of the dogs at my own property. I'll bring the dogs to my house, they drop them off, or I also do pickup. I'll go to their house, pick their dog up, that kind of thing. That's my main. I try and do that as much as possible here at my own house because I like my house. I like my stuff. I don't like being at your house. So then I also offer like cat services. I go in to feed the cats, clean the litter box. That doesn't take any time. Or I'll go play with the dogs for an hour, take them for a walk, play fetch, that kind of thing, and leave the dog at their house. Those are the three main ones. And I also do overnights where I'll stay. Usually if I have super old, like blind dogs that don't do well in new environments or dogs that are aggressive towards other dogs, I'll stay at the house at their property. Most of the time when that's happening, it's usually someplace on the beach or on the intercoastal. They're usually very nice, very elaborate houses where people think the dog would be better suited in their, 3,500 square feet, house than they would be in my, 1,500 square feet house. So, yeah.
This sounds kind of fun. It keeps you moving. It's different every day. You got different clients.
You get to play with dogs.
Are you taking on new clients? Have you ever had any dogs like run loose and you had to track them down again?
I'm taking on new clients still. I'm actually turning away clients. Normally, I've only turned away 2 dogs because the dogs are crappy. The rest I've turned away because the owners are crappy. Like they don't show up when they say, they're late, they're disrespectful, that kind of thing. I get rid of people that way because my pantry's full and my house is paid for, so I don't care about the money that much. So it's not a big concern. But I am still taking on new clients. The one time I had 2 dogs end up outside my house off leash. And that gave me like a major panic heart attack. So I put up a secondary gate in my entryway. So when you come in my house, you walk in the doors and you have a secondary gate about 8 feet away that now there's no chance of dogs getting out. Same with my fence. It's double fence in my backyard. I put up 2 gates
like
in
a
and out
dog
the front
park.
of my house. So everything is, it's completely like a dog park. Yeah, I 100% like, I've determined that if a dog gets killed because of me, like, malpractice or a dog gets lost, I'll stop watching dogs. I'm never making that phone call twice that I give you back a dead dog or a lost dog. I couldn't handle that stress of telling somebody my fault, your dog's gone.
I don't think I'd give them their dead
that.
dog back. That's just a guess. But I would.
Most people want the dead dog back.
No,
So
I would just.
have
I'm on the lam at that point. Like I'm gone.
You'll
like
never hear from
I'm
me
in.
again.
Yeah, I'm in my car. I'm already in South Carolina at this point. I'm away.
So, Patrick, it seems like this would be a hard business to start in the fact that
You got to build trust.
well,
right?
you'd have to get a X amount of clients to even make a living. So were you able to get a bunch of clients up front? Did you build this slowly? How did it work?
In the beginning, I was basically making money elsewhere. I was getting income from other situations and stuff, other jobs going, and making a good money. No, I've never done or sold drugs.
Okay.
I've facilitated some connections, but never actually done it myself.
Yeah. You just link up your guy with your friend. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, you talk to him and he talks to you, and it's all good. But yeah. But no, I started off slowly and then started getting some reputation. And one of the nice things about the app I use is called rover.com. And you can see all the reviews. It's kind of like eBay, where you look at the seller and it says, 5-star, A++, so on and so forth. And then once they read those reviews, then it just continues to grow and grow. And then you just have people that trust you because you've got 500 reviews saying you've done good. And I've got a bunch of repeat customers that are coming back constantly.
How many clients would you say you have, active clients right now? Like if you were to sell your list to another dog walker because you're retiring, how many active clients would you say you're giving this person, and what's the value?
Well, that's the one question I never thought you guys would ask. I don't know. I would probably say right now I probably have 600 dogs, probably 500 dogs.
Holy crap, dude. That's a lot of dogs.
Yeah. Some I only watch like once a year when they come down from, like, say, North Carolina or come down from Jersey. They get an Airbnb that doesn't accept dogs, so I'll watch them for that week. And then other ones I have here. I had one dog I watched 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, from 5:30 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, because he worked down here at Boston Whaler 10-hour days, and the dog couldn't be left alone all day. So I watched the dog literally 4 days a week,
That's your dog.
For 18 months,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And when he first got it, he had a couple of deaths in the family, and the dog was staying, like, for the weekends when he traveled out of town. I'm like, your dog thinks that he lives with me, and you're taking him away from me. Because he'd go home and sleep. He'd come here and play with all the dogs. That he would, like, race in the house and go to leave. He'd go out the door and lay down the sidewalk and get drugged to the car because he didn't want to leave. He, like, literally wanted to stay here more than he wanted to go to his own house.
God, that's
I feel like you need to rescue that dog.
Yeah, that's like a sad children's book or something. Like, that's terrible.
So what is it? What do you charge, Patrick?
Oh, I bet it's expensive.
Depends on what the service is. Like, just stop in, like, feeding your cats, it's like $22, I think, is what it runs. If I'm going and, like, walking a dog, it's $25. If they're staying here at my house, it's 30 or 35, depending on the dog, for overnights. And then if I go and stay at your house, it's 75 to 150, depending on where the house is and how many dogs you have.
If you go to my house and you're taking my dog out and maybe taking him up the block and back, if you walk in and there's some turds, do you take care of that?
Yes.
That's $25.
I'll pick it up.
So for $25,
steal.
you'll walk my dog and put a turd in the toilet and flush it away? That's a good deal,
and
dude.
Clean it up if I can find your cleaning supplies. I'm also the guy that I had a couple cats I was watching the other day, and the guy used to work for NASA right over here on Intercoastal, and I was rinsing out the dishes for their cats, and I realized their sink was loose, so I actually tightened up their sink so they didn't flop around so much. So I told them what I'd done, and whatnot. And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna call a plumber out." And I'm like, "Yeah."
I fixed your floppy sink, sir. You're awesome.
I've changed batteries and smoke detectors because I'm staying at the house and you got that beep and that background beep. I know that would drive Daniel nuts also, like myself. I can't stand it.
Are you
I literally got their 16-foot ladder out and climbed it to change the battery out, like a 16-foot ceiling.
Are you on Tom and Dan hookups? And why aren't you on Tom and Dan hookups? Because the chat room is slamming different people in there saying they need your assistance.
I haven't done that yet, I guess, mostly because I'm way over here in, like, New Smyrna area, and there's not many of us over in this area.
Gotcha.
Well,
I do have clients that drive over from Orlando that were clients of mine before that are now have moved, like Orlando. I have one that lives in Tampa. When he goes out of state, he drives from Tampa over to me, drops the dog off, and then heads up north, like when he goes like North Carolina and that kind of thing.
Is this not
because
fascinating?
He wants his dog watched here.
To you, Tom, in the idea that, I mean, this is like the epitome of a self-made tiny business that can get huge. 500 dogs is a lot of dogs.
Well, I mean, you'd have to get huge. You'd have to have employees working underneath you. You could only get so big doing it by yourself, Patrick. You know what I'm saying? Patrick sounds like he just, he enjoys his job. He doesn't want to work for anybody.
Sounds like he's good at it too.
But you mentioned the app, and I was about to say it seems like peer-to-peer apps, like dog watching apps, and like that kind of thing
Rover.com
is going to get more and more prevalent where people will start doing it for their neighbors and just jump on the app and like look. Like my mother-in-law walks every day around the neighborhood. Like this is a job for her. Like
It'd be
she
perfect
can,
for her.
She can go on the app and then anybody in the neighborhood that wants their dog left out.
Yeah,
Like, you know
and
what I'm saying? Pop
naturally,
in.
she's just got that crystal. You know, I mean, obviously, she's the source of crystals, so she's got that animal powers where they're like good with like any type of animal.
So is that what like the app you mentioned is like a peer-to-peer dog watching app?
Yeah, Rover's been around for a while.
Yeah, Rover's been around for a while. They actually bought out Doggy Vacay, and I can't stand the Rover app. It's very user unfriendly. Their customer service sucks. It's just, but people would not find me. I can't advertise enough like on Facebook in North Carolina or Jersey. Nobody's going to find me. So I still use the Rover just basically to find the new clients. And then often what will happen after a while, we'll just skip the app and we'll just go directly, I'll give them my business phone number and they'll hit me up directly and we'll save all the fees, the Rover fees. And
That's
stuff.
what we want to
And
do
they'll
with our
then
Air
move it on
T and
to
D.
whatever.
Eventually, we just want BDMs renting it directly from Tom, and we're
Yeah,
rich.
Oh yeah. You'd cut out the
Yeah,
middleman.
we cut out the Airbnb, no cleaning fee. We work directly with the cleaning lady. That's what we should do, but we're not big enough yet.
Oh yeah. And the problem is there's still good marketing the Airbnb website offers you.
They
We get
pump
a-
us up to the top.
But
and
so with this whole deal, and do you ever have any liability with if you're in the house and something goes wrong or something happens? Where I mean, who's in charge? Like for instance, Airbnb has insurance where they've got liability insurance. So if you rent through them, they're insured. Is that how like Rover works too, or whatever? Like they offer liability insurance to anybody using their app or going through them?
Yeah, Rover does offer a liability, and like they even have, like, let's say the dog would eat something here and get sick or get injured and stuff. They have some vet bill coverage and that kind of thing as well. But their deductibles are like $2,500. Like it's a really dumb. But most everything's going to be covered way before your deductible ever got reached. So it's kind of a false security. It's like taking your shoes off at the airport. It makes you feel good, but it really doesn't do nothing.
Gotcha.
They're not finding bombs in shoes anymore.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a little bit of that. Like I have a little bit, like if back when it was Doggy Vacay, let's say a dog got loose on me, they would reach out to, like, they would swamp Facebook in the local area and put rewards out for the dog, and they'd call up every other sitter in the area to help look for them. But Rover is kind of like, screw off. We don't care. Like they're more money hungry. They're corporate, kind of thing. So I just run my own, kind of scenario. On all the years I've had it, I've never had anything major happen. I've had like a dog end up with a big knot on his head where it like jumped and missed, hit the side of my deck, and like literally like bloodied up his head. And the owner's like, it's a puppy. Dogs do dumb shit. I put some quick stop on it. The bleeding stopped, and we, sent the dog home with a wounded, forehead. That was good.
Just like you would at a
that's
daycare or after-school program or anything else.
Have you ever had a dog bite you, Patrick?
I've had two dogs bite me in this work, and one of them got really bad infected, ended up in the ER over it and the whole thing, and it was bad. And the other one was it was not so bad. I was able to keep it clean before it got infected. And both of them were like little dogs that were just scared, nervous. They weren't aggressive, mean dogs. They were the ones that were just never socialized, never, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I try and stay away from the super high, nervous, scared dogs. And they don't do well.
Well,
because
you won't be
unfortunately,
sitting
a
for
lot of them-
me anytime soon because I'm a nervous, scared dog.
Have you ever seen anything weird inside people's houses? Like they have a weird sex dungeon,
Or
or
like overly erotic artwork, sculptures, like very graphic sculptures everywhere.
Well, I don't know if I would call a sex dungeon weird. I would call that awesome.
Hey.
Let's start there. But no, unfortunately, no, I have not. The closest I came to that is one of my clients did some work for military weaponry and had basically a hospital, or not hospital, but a bank vault built under his stairs that had some weapons that the government was still like testing new stuff. And it was like behind.
I don't know if you should
like,
tell
a
us this.
massive
Oh my God, like the Despicable Me fart ray.
Yeah. It was. Oh yeah. I don't know what was behind it, but it was a very. He paid me very, very well to set dogs at his house to kind of act as security to the house as well. And I just never looked in that room. But I know some of the stuff he done was some pretty high-end sketchy shit for the government, you know, as an independent contractor. So,
Gotcha.
But I've had weird art, like you'll see some weird nude art of like the wife kind of thing, like, you know, kind of like soapy butt, but more painting than picture.
Oh
Yeah, those guys are out there. That's a good Florida man.
Yeah.
He hangs what he likes in his house because that's what he does.
So,
Exactly.
So Patrick, what do you pull down a year doing dog sitting?
Last year I pulled in a little over 63,000.
No,
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
damn good.
Would you say,
work for yourself?
Yeah, would you say that your schedule, I mean, you don't sound stressed. You sound like you very much enjoy it. And obviously you have to be good with dogs or you wouldn't be doing it. Is it a fun job to you? Would you use that adjective?
It's a rewarding job. I don't know if I'd call it fun, but it's rewarding. And it's very time intensive, but it's a weird time intensive, if that makes sense. Like I worked like 350 days plus last year I had dogs, whether it was just going and feeding a cat or whatever. So it makes it a little more difficult sometimes to say, go camping for the weekend. You know, and if I have clients' dogs that I know well enough, I'll take the dogs camping with me. You know, if I want to take the boat out, I'll take the dog out in the boat and that kind of thing. So you're kind of, it's hard to just like take off and go to like Busch Gardens for the overnight.
Yeah, no dogs allowed at Busch Gardens.
Well,
There's a little bit of that.
They let cats in, which is odd.
I've heard from other, like when I talked to Scotty when he was doing this, like the number one downfall to this job is everybody needs their dog watched during holidays, weekends, anytime that you
also want to do stuff.
Yeah. Because
Then you're a slave to it for sure.
So any holidays, any weekends, that's where people need the dog watching. So is that correct, Patrick, in the fact that you can't have holidays or weekends off because that's when you are demanded the most?
Yes and no. One I have during the holidays, like during Thanksgiving and stuff. Like I'll have up to like 11 dogs here at one time. Like it's just it's a ton of dogs and whatever. But because they are here at my house, it makes it easier for me. I'm not
pilgrim hats.
Go out to bars. Yeah, I'm not the kind of guy who goes out and like wants to party and stuff and do that kind of thing. So it's not a big a deal. But like even like going to like Disney or Universal or season passes, it's not as big a deal because you can leave the dogs here for a few hours. And recently, my mother actually moved down to Florida and moved in with us, so she can she'll keep the dogs, quiet in the house when I want to take off for a few hours to go to the beach or whatever.
I wanted to ride Hulk Coaster. I told you to give him extra water.
Do you live out in the boonies somewhere? Because if you had 14 dogs in your backyard in a regular suburb, your neighbors would be bitching.
Yeah, I hope you have a small apartment on the 14th floor.
I live in a townhouse about 800 square feet. No.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a really nice balcony, though. So I live actually in Edgewater, which is just south of New Smyrna. And I've basically have a nice big fenced-in yard. All my neighbors know me, and I do really well because I spend a lot of time with the dogs, and I don't let them bark. I don't let them make a big, a riling mess kind of thing. My neighbors, both sides, all have my cell phone number, so if the dogs do start barking, they can call me instead of calling the cops. And we all get along. And it's funny because both the neighbors all around me, like their dogs escape all the time, and I'm the one that rescues the dog. Like the dogs will come to my door, like trying to get in to play with their dogs. So I'm that neighbor who gives everybody back their dogs. And I just bought the house across the street from myself that has like a third of an acre in town here. So I've got a much bigger yard that I'm moving over to once I get the remodel done. So I'll have an even bigger yard for the dogs.
Are you going to? Now here's what you should do. You should convert the house you're currently in to but make everything like for dogs. So lower the countertops in the kitchen to like dog height. Like put
dog friendly.
Yeah, make everything for dogs and make that whole house just like
that'd be cool.
That's your dog pad, and then you live across the street. So in the morning you get up, you walk over to your dog pad, you go inside. Hey guys, they're all running around in the kitchen. They got bedrooms, they got a toy room, they got a run. But you should make that whole house just for the dogs.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. But.
Okay, fine.
Imagine telling someone...
Get the hell off my airwaves. How about that?
In the 1920s, that
Well,
this was a
sometimes
job
that
that
is a job,
existed in the
Daniel.
future. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, what? Hold on, you're paying a grown man to come over and
play with your dog?
And watch your dog? I mean, just leave it outside.
Well, that's what they used to
Yeah,
do.
just put some
You can't do that
food in a
anymore.
bowl.
There was a time when families,
still do
before
it.
they went on vacation, the dad had one last thing to do. He would walk out to the tree and check the chain to make sure that it was a around the dog's neck right, and then you'd get in the station wagon and you'd drive away smoking cigarettes.
So follow me here, Patrick. Tell me if the future technology is going to take your job, and I'll explain.
Ooh, Tesla dogs.
My mom and sister recently got a
Bitey. Oh, I love Bitey. I
no,
met
they got
Bitey.
another
They
one.
got a new one.
Yeah.
You know, I was too quick for Bitey. It tried to bite me, but I jerked my hand back.
They got a new one.
The new one,
fancy-
Cutie. It's
Oh, yeah.
Cutie and Bitey, and Cutie is adorable.
So they got a camera that basically sits on their dining room table that they can move around to see the dogs.
It's a dog
right?
robot, dog bot.
And I imagine if you
So you
also
can see them eating your throw pillows.
you could probably I don't know if this exists, but I imagine it may. Where you know how the you get the sliding glass door, dog door, where the sliding glass door basically butts up against this tall thing with a doggy door in the bottom.
Yeah.
You make one of those, but make it electronic, so you can use your smartphone to open and close it.
Yeah.
So then you go turn on your camera, and then you open and close the dog door to let them out in
Don't
the
your
backyard.
neighbors have that?
No, they don't.
Oh, I thought one of your neighbors had that.
They already have that technology. That technology already exists. They also have like treat dispensers that you can like whistle and call your dog over to your iPad, and then it like shoots treats out to
Yeah,
them
I've
and the
seen
dog
that.
sits
Yeah.
for you and stuff.
So
they have all that.
So what's stopping people from
Not
just
everybody has a yard. Tom.
Yeah, I guess it's just a yard.
That's a big one. Not everybody has a yard. A lot of HOAs don't allow fences, so you can't have a fenced-in yard, so your dog can't go out.
We learned that yesterday on
There's a lot
Fence
of
Talk.
people-
I like how I live in a
you,
place that doesn't allow fences. I want a dog. you
You
live in the wrong place.
You can't have one.
No, people.
If you have a small dog, you can't watch for hawks or eagles that are going to, try and eat your dog, kind of thing. So
That's
there's
an
a lot of
irrational
benefits.
fear.
I don't think that's real. I have never been driving on I-4 and had a Chihuahua smash into my, my windshield.
My mom has been scared of that, and
I don't think that's a real
mother-in-law-
thing.
I'm like, it does happen, but super rarely.
I always
a hawk isn't getting your tiny Yorkie.
my mom's old beach house was at Bryn Mawr in St. Augustine. I don't mind talking about it now because I don't own it anymore. But there was a hawk that would always sit on top of my mom's beach
They'll
house.
stalk it.
Yeah,
but they won't go down
They would
there.
sit there and look at Maggie the dog and Caesar the dog. The hawk would look at Caesar, but I always thought the hawk was kind of like you. He's overconfident. He's looking at him. He's like,
Yeah.
I can fly down there and kill that West Highland Terrier one bite.
But he won't do
But
it.
he won't do it.
Yeah. There was a hawk that would look like Peanut the parrot. When
Yeah,
we were
I
watching
remember
him.
this.
There was this hawk that would just sit up on a tree, and my wife was convinced. She's like, "This hawk's gonna swoop down." I'm like, it's just looking.
Yeah.
it's
He's
not
just
gonna
throwing
go.
shade,
Take
eyeball
the
shade.
balls and go down there.
Birds are big talkers. If there's one thing I know about birds is they let their beak overload their face.
All right, Patrick. Well, thanks for participating in Weird Job Wednesday.
I
And,
will say you gave us one of the most calm and homogenized weird jobs we've ever had. That's a compliment.
That's one of the things I give. I give off the calm energy, which helps. Like, I have a bunch of dogs, like, during 4th of July. People who are right here in town bring their dogs to me just because they do better with the fireworks and the noise and stuff.
You're really
at my
calm.
house than
Like,
they do there.
I am very much inspired and impressed with how calm you are. Oh, he hung up.
Bye.
Okay. I was like, F you, Dan.
do you have your own dogs, Patrick?
Hate him.
I have. I'm the guy that has the Great Dane that pissed on Kelly Miller.
All right.
Oh,
I have no idea what you're talking
yeah,
about.
I don't either. My God, I don't know what is that Russia? Is that in the documents? What are we talking? Okay, thanks for calling.
You guys have a good one.
You
Yeah,
too,
thank
man.
you,
Happy Wednesday.
Hey, I mean that's pretty good.
It's not bad. What are
money,
you doing
60
over there?
grand.
60 grand. You're driving all around. You're hanging out at people's mansions.
This might be my next job.
I can see you doing that.
I'd never do it. This sounds miserable to me.
What
Like,
about
I don't have
problematic?
14 dogs
I
at your
can't
house.
see
Well,
either of
I'd
you.
limit it. I wouldn't go up to that many.
I could see you doing it, but I can't see you handling a problematic dog. You couldn't even handle the what was it? The puss-eye cat that your mother-in-law had?
I mean, it's fine. I go and feed the animals at my mother-in-law's or at my mom's, or but
I haven't seen you interact with animals very much. Only Lena, a little bit of Caesar. Caesar loved you. And a little bit of Maggie, maybe a touch, but I haven't seen you interact with animals very often.
I don't get any joy from playing with dogs.
What about Malachi?
No,
Don't bring it up,
Th-
man.
that was only a wolf, and I thought it was cool because it was a wolf. But I didn't, it's like people get down and they
down.
they wrestle with dogs.
Yeah,
or they
you pet them,
yeah.
you scratch them, get them the zoomies.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't like that?
I'll pet your dog, like whatever. I'm not a dead behind the eyes.
You're close
monster.
though.
But
I
you're
feel like
faking it. It's
you're
not even real.
Nah,
You're
but it's
not
just-
dead
wow.
behind the eyes, but behind the eyes, it's closing. It's closing time back there.
Like I can't. I don't want to mistreat animals, or I don't want. Any
But you don't want to treat them
suffer.
good either. You're just they're nothing.
No,
to you.
no. Well, it's just I like to let them out and feed them and whatever. But it's like I'm not. Like I don't. When I pet dogs, I don't like. Oh, this makes me happy. I don't
Like
know.
so you get like laying in bed watching baseball and then pushing Maggie the dog.
Snuggies with dogs.
Yeah, next to your side and snuggieing with her while you're watching baseball. You would get nothing out
No
of it.
joy.
No. Yeah, I'm like, get out of my bed, animal. Like,
Team
wow.
no
You
you
animals.
stink. And
She
you,
does it. She smells great.
Yeah, but I'm just like, it's an animal.
Yeah, it
and
is.
then listen, I had Lena sleep in our bed for
I know.
That's why
10
you're
years.
jaded.
Yeah, this guy's beat up.
Well, it just
He's abused.
and Crystal used to get joy out of Lena snuggling up with her. I don't
More
know.
joy with her than you. There's
Yeah.
where it stems from.
What if
No,
Crystal
I
tried to
don't-
snuggle you like Lena?
Would
Would you track poop through the sheets?
Do you guys snuggle?
me and my wife?
Do you spoon?
No.
I
But
can't see that. I try
my
to spoon with my
sons-
wife if she gets too hot.
My sons will snuggle with my wife, and so I'm grateful for that because they
Take the burden off you.
Yeah,
So what do
yeah.
you do? You just lay there straight?
Stiff.
Yeah. I don't
Waiting for your-
With his
snuggle.
gloves on.
Yeah, with his guy.
Yeah. It's,
Oh man.
it's very hard to be married to me.
Okay.
At least you know that.
No, I know. I try to work hard for Crystal, but you see, she doesn't get the husband that gives her the, the snuggling, the emotion.
Well, but at least she gets a
Man.
hardworking husband.
Yeah.
My wife, I look at her, I'm like, get to work, you mean old bitch.
Yeah.
Get do some stuff.
I'll work, but that's all. Yeah, that's all you get from me. You'll get on a snuggle
I think
from me.
oh, you know what? I bet you if we were on a trip, you'd snuggle me.
No.
I'm very snuggly because I'm
No.
little. Naturally, I'm the most snuggly of the show just because of my size. Second would be Sam, also because of her size, because she's the tallest.
in movies,
She's very snuggly as well.
where
Lots to snuggle there. There's a lot of length there. For me, I'm bite-sized.
when the movies where two dudes are freezing to death on a mountain, and then they just like
Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, just say it.
Yeah, and then they have sex
no,
to
no.
warm each other up.
They have to hold each other to try to get each other's
Yeah,
body
John
warmth.
Candy and Steve Martin trains planes and automobiles.
I would not do that with you.
Even if it was survival?
Yeah, no, I'll be like, I'll keep myself warm, but you die alone.
Jesus Christ.
But I'd wait till you started to fall asleep and then I'd go lay on top of you. I'd lay on top of you without you knowing. You'd be like, get off of me! Stop warming me up! Stop trying to make me not die!
You want to do some voicemails?
Yeah, let's do a little voicemails. Man, I went through our vanity line this morning. Holy crap, the number of voicemails we had, but I got them done. And if you'd like to leave us a voicemail, 1-844-TOMNDAN. That's 1-844-TOM and Dan. Speak into your phone. Leave us a voicemail message. Let's go with this one right here. There's so many to choose from now, and they're all confusing.
Hi, Tom, Dan, and Sam. This is Mariah. This is my first message. So funny. Sometime last year, Dan couldn't pronounce my name in the chat. So I go by Mariah, but my name is Mireya, if you can roll your R's. It's kind of like a
Mireya.
slang problem.
Maria.
And I work in sales,
Mireya.
so I had to
Mireya.
change my name to Mariah so that I wouldn't lose sales, because then people come in and say Maria or Myra.
Don't care.
Oh my God.
I can tell he's a little hungry today because during the weird job,
What?
every joke I made
don't
during
care.
that weird job, he looked over at me like, shut up.
No,
What are you doing? You're making the meeting longer. That's the vibe I was getting from you. You're like, we were in a
No.
business meeting, and I was being funny guy in the meeting, and Tom kept looking over at me like, why are you making jokes, dude? You're making this
This is
longer.
serious time.
Yeah, just shut up and let this weird job get done so we
No,
can
I
turn
wasn't, I wasn't
Okay,
doing
I was
that.
getting the vibe.
I was just screaming, don't care.
Just because you have
I-
a basic bitch name like Tom.
Oh, it's Tomas Chisholm. It's
I'm not
funny.
even-
Tomas Chisholm.
it sounds like I'm being a D-head.
Yeah, you are being a D-head.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, just you're.
When are we just going to
She's trying to explain that she had to conform to changing her name to Mariah because people couldn't pronounce her name.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's
just-
actually
what-
quite racist.
Yeah.
And it's actually sad.
It is sad.
It's sad, and you're like, don't care. I'm nature's D-head.
Well, no, I'm saying nobody cares.
I care.
You care? Why
I
do you
care.
care?
Okay, ask me.
Do you care?
I don't.
I know you don't. I
I'll
know
follow you
they
to
don't.
hell, though. I'll follow you to hell.
I said the audience doesn't care how people pronounce their names. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know you. Your long explanation about how people
I do
pronounce
find
your
the name
Don't care.
Mariah very.
You know,
I find
why
it
did
sexy.
anybody leave a voicemail then, Tom? God damn it. Is this voicemail justice?
Every time we get a
Oh, wait
voicemail,
a
I'm like,
minute.
why is this happening?
I forgot about voicemail justice, or was it email
It was
justice?
mail
I'm
justice,
just
but-
joking.
Okay,
I'm
wow.
just joking.
All right, he's just joking,
All
Mariah.
Here we go.
Or God knows what. But anyway, I was calling you because I have a question. So
You know what? Tom is right on this one because I paused it naturally. He gave his rant about don't care, but then when I hit unpause, she actually got to her point, which made me
She was
feel
just trying
like,
to let you guys know who she was.
you know what?
She's in the chat all
One
the
phone
time.
call will not teach me who you are.
Uh,
I need to be with you. I need to eat dinner with you. I need to talk to you.
yeah,
I need
yeah.
to find out what you're about. I need to know some choices you've made. I need to line up some choices you've made to kind of feel you out a little bit. And I may need to kiss you one time just to kind of see if I'm...
And also, like, I grew up, everybody called me TC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I made the cognizant decision when I became an adult just to not, because I realized people would get TC wrong. They couldn't get it right. It would be TJ.
Ooh, I like TJ.
TC was too hard. People get confused.
You know, I
So
got-
was just
Don't
like,
care.
Oh!
It's the same thing.
Here, no, I just said Tom. Just call me Tom because
Well,
it's
she
easier.
changed her name to Mariah.
Well, I mean,
So you had the same plight.
He's not a Mariah.
I'm just saying I don't even bother with the confusing one. I just change it to the easiest or whatever someone calls me. It's
You know,
I'll
you,
just
what
answer
you
by
look
that.
like. You don't look like a Tom to me. You look like a Roger.
Call me Roger. Don't care.
All right.
yeah, whatever.
That could get confusing.
Yeah.
Now, if it's like a business relationship or a long-term thing, but
Paul?
if it's just one person that I'll never see again,
Yeah.
just let them call you
Let
whatever
him
you
call me
want.
Paul. You can
It
call
doesn't
me.
matter.
I can call you Al.
God knows what. But anyway, I was calling you because I have a question. So have you guys ever worked with someone that is just completely loony? And what I mean by that is, like,
Yes.
you can see that you're pretty much walking on eggshells with what you say to this person, and you cannot give this person any kind of feedback because they will lose their marbles, because that is exactly the situation I am in currently, and it is not fun to work with someone that is completely unstable. Anyways, just curious. Love the show. Just became BDM.
Yeah, thanks.
That's it. Bye.
She's going to cancel after this.
Well,
My
thank
God.
you, Maria.
No, don't cancel.
Maria, now you just called her
Mariah.
something completely different.
I appreciate you supporting the show. Yes, everybody works with crazy people.
Because everyone's crazy.
In every job, everybody has to deal with an insane person. Especially in the bigger the
But
corporation.
have you ever had
room.
someone blow up on you at work
Yeah.
in front of other coworkers?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
that's
also
a rough
blown
one.
up on people before at work in front of coworkers deliberately.
I almost walked off a job because of that.
Somebody yelling at you?
Yeah, cussing me out.
Yeah, I've had one person yell at me, but then I got right back in their face. That doesn't go well, typically. That was the end.
Yeah.
And then I walked out. Yeah, that was I quit a job because somebody yelled at me, and I got right in their face, and I yelled at them, and I quit.
What job?
Radio. It was the first time I quit real radio. It was Drew's show. That's how I quit. He yelled at me and said some stuff that I didn't like. I got right in his face, and my nose touched his nose. I still remember it. And I started yelling at him to the point where, and I'm not embarrassed to say this, I'm just going to tell you what actually happened. I worked myself up so emotionally in yelling at him that I got it. It sounded good. What I got out was good. But then as I turned around and left, I started crying. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that. But sometimes there's so much
Right,
emotion.
right.
I know. I knew you'd love that part.
I got embarrassed.
knew you
I
would
got
love that
embarrassed
part.
for you. Don't
I
tell
know.
people when you cry.
Look, I'm just real with stuff, and I got a good one in, and I was able to hold it. But as I was walking to the elevator to leave, and I started crying.
I've never ever yelled at anybody at work or anybody at all.
I can, honestly, Sam, I'm going to go here, and maybe you don't believe it, but from everything that I have seen, now, obviously I haven't seen 100% of your time in here, but I think I have seen a solid 70%, and you've never even gotten close. No, maybe one time. You got hot, but you didn't get yelly. You never get yelly. You never get angry. I've only seen you angry.
I mean, I bitch at you guys about certain people
but
and stuff.
Angry.
But I've never yelled at
Directly
someone.
at
I've
someone.
seen you too. I've seen with issues within the workplace with coworkers. I've only seen you angry twice.
But I never yell. I used to get mad.
I'm gonna assume they were both me.
No.
Who could it possibly be?
Nope. Not you.
But I remember one time.
Not even close.
Like an old boss we had in radio, Chris Kampmeyer, he yelled. He was yelling in his office, but it wasn't
I
at
remember
me.
that. It was with all of us.
It was the whole show, but he was yelling, and I remember thinking how weird. I was like,
It's absurd, right?
You're a grown old man, and then we're all adults too.
as well.
What the hell are you
What
yelling
the
at?
hell are you doing? It's like that, and I'm like, hold on a second.
I almost stood up and be like, don't yell at me, old man.
Exactly.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
I did that when the lady yelled at me.
Yeah.
You know what? You yell at me
I don't
like that, I'm
understand
going to yank your diabetes socks down and show off your purples.
I've never even yelled at
Yell
my
at him.
kids because there's been no reason to. Like,
that's me. That's a little different in my house.
Like I've, like yelling in their face or something, like screaming.
No,
what I'm saying? Like I've yelled at my kids, like, "Hey, don't worry."
Yeah, I've done that.
But I'm talking about there's people yelling.
When you're dressing them down and screaming in their face, don't do that. That doesn't do anything. Yelling at I'll give Maisie one of the hey. Get off of that. What are you doing? What the hell are you thinking? That's fine.
That's
but
regular.
When you dress them down to the point where you get on their level and you start talking to them like a dog or screaming in their face, what's wrong with you? You don't need to do that.
It doesn't seem like it seems like
so you're embarrassing them.
It's also counterintuitive to your goal. Whatever it is.
If you're my boss and you're screaming at me, I have now lost respect for you because I'm like, you can't control your emotions.
Exactly. Exactly. And then it's like, what is this going to accomplish? You think it's going to scare the person? It's just going to make them hate you, and then also
even if it does scare them, that's not good either.
No, it's a disrespectful thing.
Yeah.
It's like there's one. You yell at an animal. You know what I'm saying? You yell at a dog or something or whatever, like, to scare them into obedience. But another human is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
you're
insane.
yelling at them. I'm virtually certain that everybody who works in retail deals with a crazy person.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it.
Insane. All right, bye-bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producers here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
I see that you are wearing, it was last week's featured item.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Tom and Dan BDM all mesh hat, which is a collaboration with our good friends at Villain. Now, if you don't know what Villain is, it's a tiny little homegrown surf company that they make great clothing, they make great coffee, and they do a lot of good within the community. And Mark Villain, our friend, he's kind of grown this clothing company into like a powerhouse on the coast.
Yeah.
Like he is
in
crushing
Satellite.
it. Yeah, in Satellite Beach, he is just, he's the guy. And we were lucky enough to get to collaborate with Villain. So go to our website, tomandan.com/merchandise, and check out all that we have to offer with our Villain collaboration.
At the Orlando Improv, he's got 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Comedian John Reep's on the line. How you doing, John?
What's up, fellas? I'm doing good, thank you. How's it going?
Good, man. Really, really good. Good to see you, and glad that you'll be making your way to Orlando. And before we got on the line, we were talking a little bit about the theme parks and how fun they can be, and some of the new stuff that you're going to try and check out when you're here in town.
Yeah.
So how long has it been since you've done a Disney trip?
Probably 15 years, something like that.
Yeah. You got a lot.
But I love it. I mean, I'm not really a huge theme park person. It's more about the Star Wars experience or Galaxy's Edge that's there that I have to visit. I'm really just a Star Wars guy. So, and I looked online. Me and my buddy Brent Blakeney, that's my feature act. You'll see him at the Improv. Very funny guy. He's 6 feet 7 inches tall, so he's kind of like the Chewbacca. And I kind of look like Obi-Wan Kenobi with the ginger beard and stuff. So we were going to make a day of it, and I went online, and it's sold out on a Thursday. I had no idea that it would be sold out. That's stupid on my part. I should have planned ahead. But if there's anyone listening who wants to hook me up, please holler at me.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do some things here and try to make that happen.
So, John, tell us about Country-ish.
Oh, Country-ish right there. That's my podcast. It's also a live YouTube and Facebook show. It's kind of like a hybrid between a podcast and a TV show. We have segments on there. We have celebrities on there. Every comedian that that I know has already zoomed into my show. We've had all of them. We do. I give money away. So
Nice.
I have, you guys know I've done some acting here and there.
Yeah.
I get these residual checks in the mail all the time, and I thought I'd make a game out of it. So what I do is it's a live show, so I don't know how much is in this envelope that my buddy passes across the table. I open the envelope, I read what it's for, what show it's from, and how they're airing it. People call in, guess the amount, closest person. I literally sign the check and mail that check to them. I don't know if they can cash it. I have no idea. But I put their name on it, endorsed John Reep, send it in the mail. It's got my social security number on there. I'm sure.
I like that, John. I'm trusting like you are. John, tell me how you feel about this. I feel like most people, the majority of people, are good, and we get influenced by what we see, like horrible people online or social media.
Well, it's not even real. Lot of it, really, a lot of it's not even rooted in anything authentic. It's just almost for a rise.
I saw a post the other day that someone just posted, "People are horrible," like on their social media, and then I'm like, that's horrible that
Happy
person.
Tuesday, everybody.
That person thinks that.
I'm sorry, I felt that way that day.
But like one person was horrible to you. Why are you taking it out on all people? But I think it's human nature to see something bad and be like, "Oh, everybody's bad." Do you think the same way I do, John?
Well, I think it's interesting. I think good people attract other good people. So, it's like the people who like me, they know that I'm kind of a cool, nice fella. And so they probably are that as well. So when I give money away, I'm not worried they're going to try and steal my identity.
Yeah, hopefully your own fans wouldn't screw you over.
Yeah. So, but I also think the opposite's true. So bad people attract bad people. So when someone writes, like people are horrible, it's like, okay, and you're probably one of those people.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, John, I know it's been a while since we had you in, and I see all the stuff you're doing, and I noticed that you do a cruise, the Reeps Peeps cruise.
I got so excited about that because, John, I don't know if you know this, but we've done... How many have we done? We did 6 different Tom and Dan cruises.
Yeah. And
wow.
They're awesome. Oh, my God. I want to go on the Reep Peep cruise.
Well, the pandemic kind of stopped that a couple of years ago. Our last cruise got canceled like 2 years in a row. We finally had to pivot, do something else. And we may go back and do them again. But tell us about your experience with your cruises, with your listeners. And because I'll tell you some common thing that happens on every cruise that we go on.
Oh, yeah. Well, this will be the third one coming up November 2023. Traditionally, it's just been me and some of my friends from the Country-ish podcast.
Nice.
Would come on, and whatever fan wants to do it. We don't have the whole ship to ourselves. It's a package it's Royal Caribbean. We sail out of Port Canaveral, and this year, the first time we did it was a 3-day cruise, just testing the waters. And then we did it again as a 5-day. And this time it's going to be a 7-day.
Nice.
COVID kind of screwed us up too, because a lot of people who like me are anti-vax people, and so it's like you had to be vaccinated to get on the ship. My own brother didn't go last time, but we still did it, and a lot of people came on. We had that one was like having the whole ship to ourselves because there were more staff on that ship than people, so that was awesome. There were no lines anywhere. We had a great time. But this year it's not just me. So I'm doing I have 2 other comedians on there. I've got John Heffron and Reno Collier.
Nice.
And it's 3 comedians sailing to Mexico. We're calling it the Sea Amigos cruise.
I love it.
And we're going to do comedy, karaoke, podcasting, all the meeting and greeting you can do. And it's going to like Coco Cay, that private island that Royal Caribbean has, which is a lot of fun. And it's just a lot of hanging out and just, meeting your friends and fans.
Well, John, I was going to mention that we did the same exact thing. Like, we didn't have the whole ship. We just did a big group, which is actually a better way to do it. Your listeners and the people that go, your guests, get actually a better deal doing it that way. Like the whole, when you get the whole boat, like with the fifth man and like the rock cruise and stuff, like those are expensive.
There's also no escape. It's like if you did want some downtime, like if you did want to breathe or not, I mean, like it'd be nice to be able to go to the casino and just do something. Sometimes you can't when it's.
But John, tell me if this is what your experience has been. The first day when people get on the boat,
oh man,
like just when before you even leave,
man.
Oh, you're blacked out.
everybody goes hard, John.
Yeah,
everybody they go up and they're
so excited.
The Caribbean
then it takes
band,
you 3 full days to recover.
Oh, yeah.
And I learned my lesson. Like the first couple cruises, I did the same thing everybody else is doing: is get obliterated.
Oh yeah.
The first day, and then the next 2 days, I'm poisoned because I forget. I'm like, oh man, I'm not 21 anymore. Like my body can't recover. And have you noticed that where people black out?
Yes. We learned that the hard way as well. The first 3-day cruise we did an event every day, and that first day, like you said, blackout, drunk, and it was tough. Then the next time we said, all right, day 1, let's all just do like a cocktail hour, all of us together. We'll get blackout together, and then day 2, nothing. Just
recovery
do what
day.
you want. And you're right, the ship has its own things. I mean, even if you get tired of hanging out with me and the stuff I got going on, there's a million other things you could do on the ship.
Yes. If you're hungover, sometimes you just need to sit in a ballroom. It's dark and just kind of tuck in while while Russian dancers are doing a tribute to America on the stage. That's fine with me.
I have this one fan from Arizona. He used to be a motocross guy, and like he goes hard, right? And for whatever reason, he loves Irish car bombs.
Okay.
And so I think it was that first night. There was this Irish pub on the ship where we all ended up randomly, and he was just buying Irish car bomb after Irish car bomb, and it was, that next day we learned our lesson. No more events day 2.
Yeah, that can be bad if and then you have something scheduled. Normally the way we would do it is we'd be drunk first day, second day morning, 9 a.m. live podcast. Live. Whose idea was that? Like, oh, here we go, live podcast. This is gonna be the funniest thing you've ever seen. Oh my god!
It's easy to plan stuff. You're planning 6 months in the future. We're like, we'll do this and
Scavenger
this and
hunt,
this
6 a.m.
and then when you're on, we're like, why did we do this? And even the listeners, they're like,
they don't even show up.
They're like, it's too early. I'm hungover.
Yeah.
Why did you plan so much? And then we're like,
Tony, reel it back.
Yeah.
Is it weird to you now to have been like one of the guys, at least that I remember, that's been doing podcasting for an extremely long time? Like you, John Heffron, who still he will Instagram message me in the middle of the night sometimes, and it's very weird. And I'll reply to him, and then he'll never reply back. But he's the nicest man, and hopefully he'll be rolling back through here like you are too. But is it weird for you to have been doing podcasting as long as you have? Because like now you have people that are just like this year deciding, you know what, I'm going to do a podcast. Like you've been doing it for a very long time, have you not?
Yes, I've not been fully committed. I would dabble here and there and then pull out. I was not like 100% in until I moved about 4 years ago. I had to leave Los Angeles. I sold my house, moved back home. My dad had a stroke, and now he's paralyzed on his left side, and he lives in a skilled nursing facility. My mother, 77 years old, has got glaucoma, brittle bones. She's never lived by herself. So I thought I'd move back home and park it with them for a while. And now I'm out of LA. I'm like, I got to do something. Then a pandemic happens, and I couldn't even leave if I wanted to. So I had to, I was like, well, now's the time to go all in on podcasting. And so luckily, a high school friend who lives in Hickory, who also has his own little podcast network. He's got all the equipment that anybody else has. And he's got his own little studio. He says, well, let's just do something together. And that was 4 years ago.
That's awesome.
It used to be called Fried.
Yeah.
Me and Sarah Tiana called it Fried. But then when I left and she got busy doing other stuff, I said, let's just rebrand it. Now it's country-ish. That's always been my brand. It's like, Blackish for rednecks. It's country-ish. You know, I'm
Yeah.
a little bit country, a little bit not really. You know what I mean? Like I survived Los Angeles for 18 years, but now I'm really this Hickory boy. So it's a little bit of that. I'm a Metro Jethro. You guys know that.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that though. I love that.
Well, let's talk about your hot sauce for a second. Your hickory hot sauce. When did you start that?
That was random too. I was going into a radio station in Charlotte to do press, and one of the guys was an engineer guy. He's one of these guys that does everything. Like
Yeah.
he used to be a fireman. He's got his own like hot sauce company. He does ghost tours at a distillery that's haunted. Like he's like Kramer, you know. He's got everything going on. But because he was an ex-fireman, he actually started making really good sauce. And he came to me and says, "You need your own hot sauce." I go, "Well, that's not a bad idea. The word hickory right there, you know, hickory's a flavor. I'm a ginger. My last name is Reep. There's a Carolina Reaper.
All
I
right.
mean, there's so much we could do with that."
My God, that came
And-
together so naturally.
Yeah. And so I jokingly said, "Well, you do it and I'll talk about it." And I didn't think he would do it. He showed up. And here's the thing. I thought maybe this would be a novelty, that it would be like, oh, you just took, you know, Texas Pete and poured it into a different bottle. This stuff is fantastic. And everyone thinks, oh, it's just because it's John Reep, it's goofy. You try it one time, and you
Okay.
will be hooked on it, because it's not too hot. It's hot, a little flavor. I mean, it's mostly flavor, but just a little bit of heat. You know, I don't like this novelty stuff that burns all the taste buds out of your tongue, and you can't, and you're crying and there's snot. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I just need a little bit of heat, but a lot of flavor, and that's what this is.
I like that.
Yeah.
Do you know how many bottles you've sold, or is it like you just go to the website and pick some up?
Yeah, just go to the website. It's basically my website, johnreep.com. You can get it there. It takes you to his website. I told him, I said, let's just try it out for a year and you make your money back, because I've not done anything. Like he makes the hot sauce. He buys the ingredients. He buys the bottles. He does it all himself. I said, make your money back. And then after a year, let's talk about it. But it's catching on really good.
That's
so
awesome.
I should probably renegotiate.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
John, we'll end with this. I just thought of something, because like with your brand and what you do and your audience, because we're obviously in Florida, and we see, like
We have a lot of John Reep fans around here.
there's a huge
You are most commented on our bathroom. I don't know if you know that, because people just know your name. So, and it's prominent in our bathroom. So when people walk in there, they go, "Oh, John Reep was here." It's very cool.
like,
yeah, that's the John.
and John, I'm sure you're familiar with these, but they do these huge mudding festivals here in Florida, where like they do Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras is huge.
And like other just gigantic mudding events where they'll have like really the actual mudding area is not that big, but it's like, you know, the water down or
you have some four-wheeler adjacent, some side-by-sides. You'll have some big trucks out there.
But there'll be like 8,000 people. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because it's gigantic. And I always think to myself, I'm like, I wonder if like John Reep organized one of these things and sets up a stage, and then you do some comedy, have some mudding in the background. Like, I feel like there's money.
I would go to a John Reep mud festival and see trucks and side-by-sides and hot women on four-wheelers, and the ones with the coolers on the back and Yeti cups.
It always seems a little unorganized. Like there is a promoter involved, but like I feel like there's more money to be made with these things.
know what?
Like you could add something and you could make some serious money with this crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're leaving money on the table. Those people would probably dig me. No pun intended. I think we got to figure this out. I mean, you know, I've done comedy in festivals before, and you do anytime you're doing stand-up comedy outdoors.
Yeah.
You know, during COVID, I did some baseball, little minor league baseball stadiums, and I did drive-in movie theater type deals. I mean, it's not great. You just kind of survive it.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Well,
it's not the best.
But here's where you pivot for the entertainment.
Hold on, daytime outdoors with people mudding in the
Well, no, but
here's
where you pivot. You don't have John do you don't have him do like a tried and true standard set. What you do is it's your festival. We're selling hot sauce like crazy. We've got the food out there in the food trucks. What you do is you do the commentary for the mudding and make that funny. You know, why force a turd?
Yeah.
Why force a turd? You don't need to do a set. That's a whole different animal you want to control within a room.
You just do
But
improv.
You just improv. You do crowd work with the stupid trucks, and oh my God, you're printing money. Printing money.
Yeah. You're right.
Hey, we're on to something here, man. Let's work on this together. Let's call it the Tom and Dan John Reep Mud.
And bring Heffron. Bring Heffron, because I haven't seen him since he had the face thing, and he told me via Instagram, he told me I'm hiding in my parents' basement. I mean, I'm like, is this real? I'm like, first of all, he's like, this is not the real John Heffron. Like, why are you messaging me? But yeah, he like, bring him along. We'll do it.
You're right. We'll just set up a state, and then we just commentate on every single four-wheeler that comes. We make fun of
I'm not
the guy's old lady
I'm
in the
gonna
back.
be selling hot sauce. I'm gonna make some money.
So, John, thanks so much.
I love it. I love this idea.
Yeah, we'll get it moving.
I'm actually doing a thing in Hickory. This will be the first time we're doing this. There's an outdoor event space that just opened up in Hickory, North Carolina.
Nice.
It's basically in my backyard. It's this, and we're going to do an outdoor movie night, like a drive-in movie, but you don't need your car. You just walk in. And do you remember Mystery Science Theater?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
So we're going to do a little bit of that. So it'll be me and my friends. I'll have a remote. We're going to watch Cannonball Run.
Oh.
And we're going to pause it and laugh at stuff and unpause it. Just have fun with the crowd. This will be beer and food trucks. And so that's at the end of this month. We're doing that.
Sounds
in Hickory.
awesome.
That's
like
awesome.
Southern adjacent movies with John Reep doing commentary and food.
So, John,
I love it.
It sounds exactly like you're basically in on a bigger scale, but doing what we're doing here in Orlando, where it's like you have your audience, you do your media, your podcast, you have stuff for sale, you do a cruise, because you realize there's an engaged audience that that listens to you, and then you could do these events, make them successful, a bunch of people come out, have a good time, you make a little bit of money, everybody, but it's fair. It's not some giant corporate thing where they the tickets are crazy expensive and you're not getting a value. It seems like a lot of people are doing that, where there's these micro audiences all over the country, everybody has their little bubble micro audience, and then you make a living off of it, and everybody's happy.
I'm just trying to do meet and greets with fans and also not lose money. So if I could make a little bit of like $100, I mean, I did a yard sale one time, promoted it online. I said, hey, everybody. So we do this other game on Country-ish. I got a buddy, his name is Mark Hunt, and he likes to shop at a Goodwill. And so we do a segment called Goodwill Hunting.
I love it.
And so what we do is I buy him a gift for $5 or less, and he buys me a gift for $5 or less. We don't know what it is. We exchange it on the show, but it has to make sense as to why we chose that gift. So we did that for a while. Now we got all these random Goodwill gifts hanging out. And I said, well, let's just sell them to the fans. And so we had a big yard sale, and I included some of the crap in my house I didn't want anymore.
That's awesome.
Did people come to your house?
No, we did it at
Online.
the studio, parking lot in the studio.
Safer.
Yeah.
Garage
No,
sale.
we had a guy playing music out there. We had a hot dog stand. We had cornhole, and I didn't make any money. I didn't make any money. In fact, I just gave the stuff away. At some point, you get real yard sale people who show up who don't even know the show. They just want to know, oh, there's a yard sale, and they really want to haggle you. I go, I'm not doing that. Just take it and get out of here.
Wait, let's talk about yard sale people.
Then they think they're really good at haggling because they're like, I wore him down and he just gifted it to me.
What are yard sale people doing? Like, how can it?
They're just killing time before they die. You're killing time before you die.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah, they're weird. I mean, they are pretty strict too. Like, they really want you to start early in the morning. And I chose not to do that. I started around 11 a.m. or something. And some of them came up as like, why is this just now open? I mean, I came by here. I saw the signs you wouldn't open. I came here at 8 o'clock. I'm like, I was asleep at 8 o'clock. That's your problem. Yeah, I don't understand.
And then they'll walk away over $1. Really, just like, you drove here. Gas is $5 a gallon. Like, how? Like $1 is going to be like no deal. And you get back in your car, and you're buying like a Hummel.
Yeah, you're buying like
garbage.
You're buying a dirty vacuum cleaner. It's dirty. Like, the vacuum cleaner has a sticky handle. Who wants that?
That's right.
Hey, two
Yeah,
shows. Oh, sorry. I didn't want to step on you.
No, you're good, man. I'm good. Yeah, 2 shows Friday night at the Improv in Orlando, 2 shows Saturday night. I believe that's what I'm doing.
Yep.
Yes, sir. That is you. And man, next time I hope we get a chance to get you back on the couch, and we'll work on the. Well, first of all, we're going to work on getting you the Rise of the Resistance tickets. We got to work on that. We're going to have an email out to Joey, and then we got to work on this whole monster truck mudding festival. The Reep Mud Festival sounds phenomenal.
Hey, I'm always down to try something one time and see how it goes. And if I don't lose money and I have fun, then that's like that buys us time for another one. So I'm in. If you guys want to help organize.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll figure it out. But enjoy your time in Orlando. Thank you for your time today, man. And we're just excited you're coming back to town.
Thanks. Me too, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, John.
Take care. That is John Reep, live from a hotel room, I believe. It looked like he was in there.
I remember the last time we talked to John, like he got his big break on those, whether a Chevy or Ford commercials.
I think it was Chevy.
Yeah,
It was a Dodge.
The
Ram.
Dodge.
It was a Ram.
Yeah.
He was got a Hemi in it.
Yeah, the Hemi.
He's a Hemi guy.
Yeah.
You're gonna get so many ats for not knowing your.
Yeah, I know
where your engines go.
But he was the Hemi guy for a while, and that's he's a super nice guy.
It put him on the map.
Yeah,
and it put him on the map so much because he has such an interesting and likable character look, like the floppy red hair, and he's got an attractive, like a friendly face with, you know what I mean? Like, so in those videos when you would see him, and I think because he's a redhead, like you're attracted to that, like whether you like it or not. You could either hate it or love it, but regardless, you're not ignoring it.
Yeah.
And his delivery was great, and it just like kind of like, I think if you still say that to certain people, not young people, but if you still say got a Hemi in it, people go, I remember that guy.
Going back to the old Muddy Grawl and all that stuff, we need to talk like how there are promoters that put those things together, right?
Normally they're overweight, and normally their name is ironically not something overweight. Like normally the guys are 3 bills, and they're called Tiny or Little Bill or Little Jerry.
And they'll have like loose organization. I've never been to one. I've been
to one. I've been to the one at the barn.
That's a truck pull or like a truck tug of war.
Well, it was truck of war pulls, and then they also had an all-lady 4-wheeler stunt group, like a bunch of bad bitches on their 4-wheelers doing wheelies and endos. Sponsored by Bucked Up. Sponsored by Bucked Up. They're doing endos, and they're riding it, with no hands.
I'm talking about the mudding deals where they'll go out to like Holopal or what, what I'm saying, like Okeechobee, and it'll just be,
oh my God,
huge
the
acreage.
Okeechobee Mud Festival. Okeechobee.
And they'll set
John Reep's Okeechobee Mud Festival.
A mud area where people will go. Like, I'm not even sure if they're organized by, like, I'm sure they have like the 4-wheeler division and then like the truck division.
I don't think
or
it's
whatever.
that organized. I think it's like show up
some
and get
of
in
them
line.
Are.
Just run a line of people.
And then it's an insane amount of people out there. Yeah. And there are
tens of thousands even.
Everybody's partying and
kind of the way I feel about these Lake Conway Wipeout or these Wipeout type of events that people do with their boats.
But they're like fringe because there's not necessarily.
It's not really
company in charge. It's like,
but there's 20,000 people in boats.
Yeah.
It's like, how did that happen? Who's the boss of that?
Well, now there are these things that get like real loosely organized on social media, and then it'll be like just a
house
hashtag
party.
Or like it'll just be a takeover where people just promote it on social media, and everybody would just show up, and there's no real event. It just everybody descends on one particular location. And there is like one big party that everybody has or whatever.
One big party.
And then like the local city or whatever always gets mad, and then grandmas get scared.
They go in front of the county commission.
but it's
The music is too loud, and the four-wheeler girls pulled their tees out.
But there'll be a ridiculous amount of people that show up.
Yeah, people love their vehicles and watching them do things.
Well, even like I feel like they had that in like Miami Beach and in Daytona.
They do it at Daytona. Yeah.
They're like the Jeep thing. I feel like was just a
Jeep Ranch.
Was that in Daytona where it was just like, hey,
Jeep Week.
We're doing a Jeep week.
Well, the one that I remember
show
from a
up with
month
your
ago
Jeep.
was like Truck
The
Week,
truck one.
and
They're
they
trying to shut that
hated it.
down.
They're trying to shut it down. Maisie thought it was the coolest thing in the world because we saw hundreds of trucks that were coming from this area going to Daytona on like flatbeds, and they were the most elaborate, crazy clown trucks you would ever like. Nothing practical.
Of course, yeah.
Trucks
yeah.
with like
The
a
show-
truck. We saw a truck. Maisie and I saw a truck that had 4 Xbox Series X installed in it, so each person in the truck could play on like a LAN system Call of Duty together. They each had their own Xbox, so they could all play using Wi-Fi on a miniature screen. They could play Call of Duty.
Yeah. That was crazy
Unbelievably stupid, but
customization and all that.
and she thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
But it's like those things look like they're just a social media. Hey, show up. This is the week.
Yeah.
There's no.
It's loosely organized.
Yeah.
Because if it's totally organized, then the city, I feel like, has recourse. So it's even easier
Yes.
to just go, look, we're going to do it this way so nobody can truly shut it down because it's not truly organized.
It was like when I was a kid, and they did like the Marley Fest in Miami, and then everybody. I remember I was like 15 or 14 or something like that, and everybody, maybe even younger, was just openly smoking weed. And I remember being shocked, like there was cops around, and I remember like someone told me they're like, yeah, they can't stop us, where everybody's doing it, and
They can't stop us all.
It was like that.
I've heard that before.
And it was happening.
You know, every time I've heard that, they stopped them
They
all.
at least popped a few.
Yeah, every time I heard that at Flagler College when I was in the back of a squad car. They stopped us all.
Yeah, but if everybody just decide, like the people have the power, so you could go somewhere and just live lawless for a while. Like there's not enough.
Ooh, that's a good T-shirt.
Cops
Live
to stop you.
lawless.
Anyway.
It should be Live Lawless, and then there's under it a picture of Lucy Lawless dressed as Xena, Warrior Princess. You want to do a couple of voicemails to close out the segment?
Yeah.
Because we went a little long with John Reep. I flagged these. I have one. I just listened to bits and pieces. I have one F. Dan and one Tom Sucks.
Okay.
Which do you want first, Tom Sucks or F. Dan?
Whichever.
Let's go Tom Sucks.
Good evening. I live in Orlando, and I'm just calling because I like the show with Dan and Samantha. But Tom, you're a freaking idiot. The show would be so much better without you on it. Your voice is annoying. Your laugh is annoying. I hate it when you go bye-bye, bye-bye. So ridiculous. And I can tell that you're a horrible father because you have no control over your kids. You don't teach them. They're going to grow up to be just like you. An idiot. Wish the show was with just Dan and Samantha and Butler, and you get the hell off of it because you suck.
Butler.
Oh my God, he brought Butler back into the mix.
Here's the ironic
Bring
part.
Butler back.
No, you almost stepped on it. Here's the ironic part of it: is this guy was all up in his feels saying how this, that, and the other thing. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. Listen,
Get the hell off of it because you suck. Goodbye.
you did the same thing. You did the same
He
thing.
did goodbye. That's the
Yeah.
adult version of
But
bye
you know,
bye.
the only reason he did goodbye is because he was
He
about
wanted
to.
to say
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And I'm calling you out, mother effer. Don't you talk about my friend that way. That's my friend.
No, it's fine. Listen,
I'll push you into a ravine.
nobody likes everybody.
That's true.
That is true.
I'm sure
I
plenty of
gotta-
people are like, this
I
guy's
gotta-
horrible. I say words wrong all the time. I
do I.
can
We
barely
all do.
speak.
It's a whole category for end of the year awards.
That's
I'm
not fair, really,
well
because I do
aware.
the same thing. He just doesn't point it out because he's not aware.
That's true. He thinks it is. He
Seriously,
thinks
like
it is
we
aware.
are so much more alike than we are different. It's just I have an awareness to me that I call those things out. If he could do the same thing to me, and we'd be looking in a mirror, except I'd be the tiny urinal version of the mirror. You want to talk about tiny urinals?
Yes.
I got one of those somewhere. Hold on, gotta find it.
Although I will
Oh.
argue with you one thing. I'm not a horrible father. I could be
That
better,
one hurt.
but I'm not
It
horrible.
could be better,
That
but
one
Yeah,
hurt
yeah,
you.
but I wouldn't put me in the category of horrible.
No, he's not a horrible father.
But
And he has
everything-
control over his kids. Are you crazy? We exaggerate a lot of stories.
Well, no, because everything else I could, you didn't say anything wrong. It's your opinion of like my annoying voice, how much of an idiot I am. I agree with you. But a horrible father, I'll put my being a father as
Put your flip flop down on that one.
right in the middle.
That's
in
a
the
flop
mean-
down scenario in there. Yeah.
I'm not the world's best dad, not even close. So I'm not horrible. It's right in the
I
middle.
am.
Mediocre.
This is what I tell
Mediocre.
people. People go, "Are you a good dad?" I go, "I'm a dad."
Yeah,
That's what I say.
Because horrible dad
Is you're never
well,
there.
the worst is just leave. You leave
Hey,
right at the
most
beginning.
dads tell me, like most
then
dads,
it's a spectrum from there.
most dads that have been in the game for a long time look at me and go, like, "You're there." That's 90% of the task is just being there, staying with your bitch of a wife.
yeah.
You know, putting in the time. You know,
Yeah. You're there. You're supporting.
Yeah.
Like there's
Just
plenty
by
of dads
being
that
there,
don't even
I
pay
support,
child support.
You know, like just by my daughter walking
So
in the
those are
house and
worse.
seeing that she has a dad in her dwelling, I feel like I'm doing the hard work there.
So bottom is you just take off and never leave. You never show up again.
I don't know.
Right?
I think abusive is worse.
Oh,
yes,
yes,
abusive
you're right.
is worse.
Because,
All right.
if they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Gone is actually better
Yeah.
than staying around and beating your kids.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
horrible. Oh, okay, well, worse than that is a molestation. Or,
Yeah.
or
That's
why
part of
was
the
it?
abuse.
I can't even wrap my
So,
brain around that, so I can't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
get my
that's the
brain
same.
there for this scenario.
Yeah,
but-
mentally ill, So
now, I
then-
will say that I think
go
I'm a
abuse.
decent dad, but there is times when I wake up and I want a good Charlotte in my family so hard. And what I mean by that is I want to leave on Christmas morning and never come back.
Yeah.
Like there is a part of me, and it's irrational, much like looking out into the sea on a cruise ship. I want to jump into the ocean and die. or if I'm on a bridge in a car, I want to rocket into the St. John's, like rocket right off the side of the bridge. I wake up some mornings and my first thought is run to your car and never come back. And I don't know why.
Then you go up from there, and then you get to like a dad that
How about dad addicted to business ignores kid?
Oh,
That's pretty
there
bad.
will be blood, Dad.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
yeah.
bad. Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I abandoned my boy. Yeah,
although
that-
he's using money, I guess, to support the family. If so
Yeah.
there's that, I guess.
Well,
But
there's
so-
a lot of those rich dads where what about raised by nanny, not by dad?
Yeah, well, that
It's
goes.
all
in-
neglect. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going, you're never around, and then then you get to.
What if your dad's just?
What about the dad that's a hard ass on you and you
I
can't
am.
do anything right?
I'm
and
kinda
they're
that
always
guy.
trying to make you follow in their footsteps.
I don't want Maisie to follow in my footsteps, but I am pretty tough on her.
Well, tough love is good parenting. So
we're circling back around.
no, well, I'm
Well,
saying
he goes to hell.
but
He goes to my hell once a month.
it's the reason why, like, if you're tough on them for their own good, that's one thing. If you're tough on them because
You get
Yeah, but
enjoyment out of
every
it.
dad
Psycho.
thinks it's for their own good.
yeah, it depends on. Yeah, exactly. Well, that just how smart are you, right? Like,
Your baseline IQ.
Yeah, you could be real dumb and then think this is good for them,
Exactly,
and then
yeah.
you're hurting.
Smart.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of dads, though.
Yeah, you're right.
So then you get to me. I'm in the middle. Then you get all the way because follow me here because I've been
Who's above you? Who's a better dad?
A better dad.
Oh,
than,
a lot. Tiger Woods' dad.
Tiger Woods' dad.
I'll explain.
You want a local one? I'll give you a local one. Mike
Yeah.
Aiello. Mike Aiello.
Okay.
Great dad.
So-
So wonderful dad. That guy's top tier dad.
What makes him a good dad, though?
Jim Colbert, top tier dad. He's a good dad.
He is a good dad.
Yeah, Jim Colbert is another top tier dad.
So
I'd have to ask the kids.
they'll lie.
Yeah,
They're scared of him.
He's very scary.
Yeah.
He's intimidating.
Yeah, yeah.
That is an intimidating egg.
I thought about this when I was watching my sons swim.
Oh, you actually watched him.
In their competition.
Yeah, in the competition.
Not in practice.
We practice.
It's practice.
Practice.
But-
we talk about practice.
I was thinking about
Practice. we talk about practice.
Tiger
I gotta work
Woods'
on that.
dad, and I watched that documentary, and then like he received a lot of criticism, and because of the things he did, he probably pushed him too hard, made him a weirdo. There's lots of, I'm sure, things that a professional
My dad gave me a sex addiction.
would say like, hey, you're doing this wrong. This is not healthy. At some,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he made the best golfer of all
He
time.
did.
So you can't
Well,
take that
what?
away.
You gotta ask him, what
the
are you
best
trying to
golfer
do?
of all
Are
time.
you trying to be the best dad? Or are you trying to make the best golfer?
Yeah, exactly.
Because there is a trade.
There is. And then I'm sure.
And you gotta ask Tiger that. Would you
Yeah.
rather be a good human or best golfer? He'd probably go, I'd rather be who I am, which is a flawed human, but best golfer.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
best golfer's badass.
Yeah, if
Is Tiger a good dad?
Yes, I think he is.
Yeah, he's probably better than his old man, but probably,
and that's all, and that's what I was going to say.
He's made some mistakes.
I'm only judging it based on his dad.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a better dad than his dad.
But I'm sure he, he's probably made some mistakes. But you could probably, if you ask
secretly, would you
ask
have
Tiger Woods
He's hanging out in Perkins a little too long.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you were able to, you're at the swim meet and you're watching Tommy.
Yeah.
And he's just ripping through the water. He's got his swim jammers on, swim cap, goggles, and you're like, and to the point where another swim dad comes over to you and is like, holy crap, dude, your kid, what have you been doing? And you're like, well, no, just fine. And the guy's like,
some baseline natural talent.
And the guy's like, and then another, let's say the swim coach comes over and is like, hey, if you really wanted to, and I was going to wait to talk to you about this, but if you really wanted to, if you started dedicating
6 a.m. in the pool, every 2 days.
Would you secretly, because if you started talking about it on here, we'd start clowning you hard. Would you keep it close to the vest, and would you start Tiger Woods? You could be Dolphin Woods. Like Dolphin Van. He'd have a different name. He wouldn't be Tiger. He'd be like Barracuda Van.
See,
would you be able to do that, or do you not have the makeup of Tiger Woods' dad, so you could never do it?
I'll explain. Not tough enough. I'll do anything my sons want to do, but they don't want to do what it takes to be the next Dolphin Woods. Because it's hard. And
just watching Sam. I should watch Sam when we talk, and I just did that time, and they're right. It's funny.
I'm not good at tough love. Like, it's hard for me to be tough on my sons and make them miserable at the time to make them a little bit better, to do what it takes.
Because you're not even looking at the future at that point. You're living in the moment, and you're like, nah, these are my buddies, my best friends.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like getting them up at 6 a.m, and then there would be some days they don't want to do it, and I'd have to yell at them that if they,
get the megaphone, like, get up!
Yeah.
Well, first you got to make them sleep in their own beds, which is
I know,
torture to them.
See this? You see that? You gonna take that? You gonna take that?
So now I'll do anything.
That's not even tough love. That's just normal.
That's just love.
That's just hey, let's boundaries here.
Like if Tommy came to me and
boundaries
said,
are sexy.
Hey, I would like to achieve this. Please help me achieve this.
Oh, then you do anything it takes. Yeah, me too.
But what it takes though is being hard on them. And now if they really wanted it, I'd do it for them. But Tiger Woods did it. It seems like there's a little bit of like, let me see what I could do. Like there's a kind of a weird, like why
like a mad scientist or something.
I mean, he'd put him in a high chair in the garage and just hit balls into a net for 3 hours. Like when the Tiger was 2 years old, he's just sitting in a high chair
like
watching.
Osmosis learning.
Like that's a weird. But that's what it took to create the best golfer of all time.
Yeah, Andrea,
it's just weird. It's like it goes. You can't tell other people that because they'll be like, "What are you doing?"
Andrea's in the chat room, and she agrees with me. We're pretty tough on May. Like, to the point where I even go to Andrea sometimes, and I go, hey, am I being a little rough on her? Because, like, I don't know. I don't have any tolerance for disrespect, and she's like me. She's got a good set of lips on her and can run them.
Yeah,
you can run that mouth. Fine. God, she's can run that mouth.
I never have any, and this sounds like a humble brag, but there's never any reason for me to be tough on my sons because they don't push back. They don't are not disrespectful that much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard for me to be tough on them when they don't do anything that I need to be tough on them about. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe be more like clean the rooms more or keep their playroom more clean than they, you know what I'm saying? But it's like very little.
Do you make them
they sit in silence? I drove into my mom's house this morning and they just sat there. We didn't even say one word. Just drove there, silence, whatever. They got out politely, whatever.
Do they have chores? Do they take their plates to the sink? Do they have to clear the table?
If we tell them to, but we're lazy ourselves, so we forget.
Gotcha.
We don't have any hard regimented
Yeah, but if you're
rules.
lazy, then you make them do the chores. Duh.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Kids.
See, she's a good mom naturally and just doesn't want kids.
No, I know. But it's like they see we're mediocre.
That's gay.
Not horrible, though, sir. Take offense to that.
We didn't even get to my voicemail. We'll have to do it another time.
All right. Sorry. Bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We're going to do it?
Yeah.
I guess we're going to do it.
I think we're contractually obligated to do it now.
Jock, nerd, jock, Nerd.
It's Nerd Jock with EJ. How you doing,
What's going on,
EJ?
guys? Hey, don't be mean to Joey Manzant. He was doing okay.
It's Mazant.
Joey Manzant.
You said his name wrong.
Don't be bad to Joey Manzant.
Not from Leonard Skinner. Listen, if you get things wrong, and
It's funnier
if
if
you
it's
get things
wrong.
wrong, you got to wear the thong.
you're
Put
presenting
your
it to
thong
us,
on.
you're like, hey,
The
this is a
whale
good
tail.
bet. You tell us the wrong information, and then we look like
Yeah.
idiots because we're like, oh yeah, that's
And
good.
then-
that's
along
good.
with it.
And then
And
Mother
then the
effers-
chat room, who should be beneath us, they're like, that's wrong, you idiots. And then I'm getting mad.
And this mother effer sits on the couch and says, don't be mean to Joey Manzant.
Oh, we weren't mean to him.
So
It's Mazant.
Sorry.
So EJ, I think this almost counterintuitive to what I'm about to say because
right, here we go.
I was gonna say some people thought we were mean because we limited EJ's bit to once a month.
I have gotten
right?
no emails
You're right. I have
from
not heard
anyone.
that. I'm making that up right now.
Me doing
I-
Twitch
I'll-
every Tuesday kind of helps, I think.
I'll be honest. It helps, and it does not help. I will say
It's lo-fi.
that I did get a little bit of anger from some listeners about Josh, Canadian Josh, attacking EJ. They
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think that
It was
Canadian.
a little harsh.
It was a little
Oh, yeah,
harsh.
he was a little rough.
And they don't think that Canadian Josh has paid his dues. And I would agree with them. He hasn't been a whack packer to steal from Howard Stern. That's what it is. Everyone is. If you
It's a
do
whack
this type,
packer.
if you do this type of dumb humor,
Yeah.
and you have R words. And M words
Yeah,
and all the words hanging out with you, and you put them on the airwaves, and then you mildly laugh at it secretly in your car while you're in traffic.
Yeah.
Well, then you're stealing from Howard Stern.
Yeah.
So we're in our version of that.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
have been with us since the beginning, and
much,
Josh
yeah.
is not. So I again would say that Josh has probably not earned the right to talk to you the way that he did.
Yeah, but the whack packers always fought
Oh,
amongst
yeah.
each other.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
like,
They wanted
Wendy the
to be
slow
the best
adult.
at that.
She's yelling at
This is
Gary
just
the
like
champion or whatever
he
the
gets
hell.
charged, then puts everyone against each other. Oh no.
hot, wet bitches.
But they all hated each other. The Iron Sheik is here.
Break his back!
Make
Make him
him humble.
humble!
Oh, so good.
Howard.
There was a while me and Daniel just watched old Howard
We
Stern's.
worked. You want to hear something weird? We worked for a top tier morning show,
And we're
we
watching
and we
Howard
Stern. Every
hated
day.
it. We hated it so much that we just watch Howard Stern.
the whole
Either
day.
that
The
or
whole
hunting
day.
videos.
Yeah.
What
We'd
was
watch
the Black
it all
Death
day.
also?
We'd
No one
only-
would tell us anything.
No, we
We-
only
we
break
could
for
do-
lunch.
It's funny. You think someone would be like, hey, you can't just watch Howard Stern videos all day. What are you doing?
Well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
doing show prep, and then I do the couple Daniel with your weather, and away we go.
Oh, 1 minute of comedy.
Yeah,
with Chucky
just
the
go in there and
Bear.
do whatever. It was horrible. no
I
one
still-
cared. No
Hey,
one
Tom,
cared.
Okay, you're talking about names in your phone. What am I under in your phone? Am I just EJ or is that
You're-
like EJ Miami?
You're big for
'Cause
nothing.
I still have you as drunky in my phone.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got a big white Beetlejuice. Let's
You're so
start,
tall,
EJ.
you're cathedral juice.
Cathedral juice.
No, that's stupid.
What do you got first?
You know what? Let's talk about nerd stuff first. Let's begin with that. I went and saw Thor on Thursday last week,
Okay.
and it's the second best Thor movie, but it's not as good as I wanted it to be. I had high expectations for it because Ragnarok was so good. This one I was totally impressed with.
Did you hype it up so much because Ragnarok was such a I have a friend that Stu and Sue's son worked on that movie. He did a
he?
lot of work on Ragnarok. And
It reminded me too.
and they
'cause-
pumped it up. And when and I think everybody loved that movie. Like that movie
Yeah.
secretly, here I'm going to imagine this. I'm going to talk about Marvel movies without crapping on them. That movie to everybody I talk to that likes the Marvel movies, it's that one. They're not going to say it's their favorite because it's too silly.
No, that's my favorite.
But it really,
Seriously.
but most people say it's up there. Like they're like, oh God, it has everything.
Oh,
They
it's
always
top
say, it
three
has
for
everything.
most people, yes.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question about Thor.
All right.
When he swings his hammer around.
Oh, you ask me about the physics?
No. I know what.
Yeah, swing of that
This is the
hammer.
only thing that bothers me.
Okay, what's the name of his hammer, Tom?
It's what, Thor's hammer?
Mjolnir.
The name of his
Yoli.
No,
Mjolnir.
the name of
MJ.
his hammer. Hold on, I know this. The name of his hammer. I don't know.
Like
So
Don't know.
It's not his porn name.
Dolomite. The name of his hammer is Dolomite.
When he does
he spins it around
when he
with
swings,
by the
He
strap.
does a third base coach.
Yeah.
Come on, keep running.
When he swings it around and then is he throwing it and just holding on to it as the hammer? So
it's like any nerd dad with his finger stuck in a bowling ball.
exactly what it is.
He's out
nerd dad in a bowling ball.
They even describe it in Thor Ragnarok. He's like, I spin my hammer and it pulls me off the ground.
So
he says that exact quote.
Yeah.
So
he's talking to Taiki Waititi in the arena right before he goes on the arena.
I got a pee-pee.
So he does the nerd dad stuck in the bowling ball.
Yes.
Now, does he have to spin it around a bunch of times and then throw it, or can he just throw it?
He needs a momentum.
I think
but that's not how that's not how it works.
Don't ask me about the physics of it. It doesn't make sense.
Like he should throw it like someone throws.
Is he holding on to the little leather
strap? There's a
strap?
little strap at the end.
Yeah, so he's holding on.
What's
to
that string ball in the Olympics? The
hammer.
Yeah,
throw?
the hammer throw.
Hammer toss. Whatever.
He should throw it like a hammer toss. It's Thor's
hold
hammer.
on a second. He's holding on to the string that
the leather
would be
strap.
on any pair of binoculars, right?
Yeah,
he's holding on to the binocular string.
Yeah.
And he's woo, 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 and he woos it up. And then he's whoa, and then it's, away we go.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry. So
what's the
you didn't
strap
like it
made
that
of?
much?
If the hammer, okay, hold on.
Now you're asking what Superman's suit made of.
The metal of the hammer is made of uru.
This is where I get mad at you nerds. This is where I get mad at you nerds. So you had your fun. I was cool about Marvel stuff. Now I'm going to be mean about it.
Okay.
Is it a little leather strap like if I go to Tweetsie Railroad in the Carolinas and I buy a novelty 6-shooter, it usually has a little leather strap on it to go around your wrist so you don't drop it or something but
it's made of Asgardian leather.
Come on, man. What is the strap made of?
From
like
a
the
cow
hammer
that's in Asgard.
You should
That's
be
how they
holding
do
onto
it.
the hammer, not of the little strap, because then the strap would have to be made of some sort of crazy unbreakable material.
Asgardian leather.
Asgardian leather.
Okay, so
oh my God, that's dumb.
I'm leaning more towards EJ as
Asgardian
time progresses.
leather.
Because
Are you crazy?
I never
makes his sons happy. He loves the Marvel
anything
movies.
to enable those guys.
Yes,
oh
exactly.
my God,
Yeah.
you're gonna Asgardian leather them into robbing liquor stores.
I never thought it would happen, but I'm leaning towards liking all the Marvel movies.
Oh my
because
God, that just shows a really low intelligence.
Because now we started in chronological order.
Yeah.
And
Where you at on the list?
we just hit Avengers.
Okay.
So now I don't know what's after Avengers. I haven't looked yet, but
I think it's Iron Man 3 is right after it.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Iron Man 3, there's 3 of them?
So we went through all the Captain America and then all the stuff, and my sons like it a lot, and they will talk to me about it, and then I'll use the stuff that have seeped into my brain that EJ has told me for years.
Wrong.
Did you watch
do.
Captain
Yeah, but
America
so
on
does
4th of
EJ.
July like I do? I watch Captain America on 4th of July every year.
No.
I swear I do.
Oh, we got Dirty Jim over here. Hey, you got to stand up. They're doing the national anthem.
Tommy Lee Jones is in it.
Okay, so
Tommy Lee Jones is dead.
You watch
He's in
Independence
Captain
Day.
America.
Everybody knows that.
No.
So speaking of
Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. I stopped watching any Will Smith movies.
You know what? We're watching the Planet Earth series or whatever the hell the nature thing with Will Smith.
God, you
right?
watch some horrible TV.
And me and my wife do agree. Like the kids like it, and we'd rather them watch that and educational than something. So if they do want to watch TV, we're like, hey, let's. Anyway, he's tarnished it.
Yeah.
Because now I'm sitting here.
You should watch the Barack Obama one. That's
you
on
don't care
Netflix.
about the sand. You're a D-head. That's all I think. That's not even like that.
You don't care about the sand.
Well, because I just imagine, I just think of him as a D-head.
Keep the sand out of your mouth.
And so it's bizarre how he.
No, I'm with you 100%.
I think he's ruined his career forever.
I'm not going to go that far, but I will say for me,
it's not even that bad what he did.
No.
Like I'd rather look at Dog the Bounty Hunter, and he's
got a decent voice. He's got a decent voice, like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Without knowing it's Dog the Bounty Hunter, he is horrible. But without knowing, but he's horrible, and he has lesser intelligence, and I give him a pass. Will Smith, you're smarter than that.
You should know better.
You're smarter than that, Will
Smith.
Smith.
Not that bad. Anyway, so what's next?
You could be better. The next thing I got to talk about is: have you guys finished The Boys this season? The season 3.
I never started it. I'm not.
I know you
Not
watch
yet.
it every
Yeah,
once in a while.
I only Google the parts that are bad, and then I find those
like
on
episode
torrent
1
sites.
of season 3.
Yeah, like I watched episode 1 of season 3.
Yeah.
I watched the orgy scene.
Hero-gasm.
Yeah, I watched Hero Gasm. I watched just enough to know what the hype is, but none of this stuff is creative. Like all of it, I look at it, I'm like, yeah. Welcome to my brain. My brain's like, I got stuff like that popping off. I think I figured out why a lot of this stuff is boring. The stories I make up in here are way better.
Crazier,
yeah, way crazier. So I watch this and people are like, can you believe that one guy shrunk down and he did the thing? And I'm like, yeah, I can totally believe that. I've been dreaming of that for years. I was doing that in 05.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it, but right now I'm in For All Mankind.
I heard
the
that's really
Mars,
good.
The Mars.
Oh, the one with
the
the
Apple.
Mars, yeah.
Well, when they started with the moon, and like now it's progressed, but
Okay.
The
it's
Boys
good.
is, from what I have seen of The Boys, I very much enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think it's great, and I think it flips the whole idea of superheroes on their ass, and it makes it kind of pokes fun at it. It's super parody.
Oh, yeah.
But it also, if you love superhero stuff, there's a lot in there that I think you will greatly enjoy. But for those of us that are like, enough is enough, you get a little. I don't know.
It's
you
adult.
get some
Yeah,
relief.
It's
Right,
very
right,
adult.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very live action Invincible instead.
Yeah,
Kinda like
very
that,
much.
yeah.
I will say I don't like it as much as Invincible because there's I don't know if it's because it's animated, but something about Invincible is chilling to me.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
when I
waiting for
watch
that coming back soon.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
because it's a cartoon, it just changes the way I emotionally devour it
Yeah.
or consume it rather is a better term than devouring it, but yeah, The Boys is really good.
Well, it's a more realistic where, if someone did have superpowers, like they could be, all they really want is the same thing all humans
You're not
want is
guaranteed
greed.
good.
They're greedy.
Yeah.
They're not totally, but they're not a super villain, but they're just like flawed like everybody else.
Yeah.
They're greedy. They're horny.
Here's
you
what
want to
I'd
get
say
away
if-
with anything you can.
really just greedy and horny causes a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Both those.
At least it has in this company.
That's on the top of
every
the
company.
problem.
I will say though that I like how they ease you into it in Invincible a little bit better, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I think the way that story unfolds, that's Kirkman, right? Is that Robert
Yeah,
Kirkman?
Invincible, yeah.
Yeah,
The guy that did Walking Dead.
Yeah, I just think he's a good writer. And I think because that one, I never saw it coming. Maybe somebody spoiled The Boys beforehand for me. But
Well,
Invincible,
it's a 10-year-old comic book, so yeah, probably.
yeah, like
Invincible's a little bit younger, I think.
I think it is.
I think
Maybe
it's like 6 or 7 years instead
maybe
of
a
10.
touch.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
could be. You know what?
It's close.
Since I'm agreeing with you on that, you get a pass if we're
Okay.
wrong.
But the reason why I bring it up is because they're going to do a spin-off, and it's called The Boys Varsity, and it's about a college where you go to learn how to be a superhero. And, of course, imagine a college campus with a bunch of superheroes. Imagine how bad that can get.
Now they're already doing this idea with DC Hero Girls,
They've done this with a lot of stuff, yeah.
and they have a college campus, and then they have certain villains and or superheroes that are professors.
Like
and
Harley
they have a,
Quinn's
and they
there,
have like
yeah.
a principal and everything. And I love it. I think
Batgirl,
Maisie
Supergirl, Wonder
reads those
Woman's-
comics. They're
yeah.
really good. And the idea of having a college campus, tons of room for hijinks.
Yeah.
Well, this is Harry Potter, the
any of the
X-Men.
X-Men, yeah.
It's like
They've done Avengers Academy in the comic books, yeah.
But they never. I like the idea of they've never done it where now it's going to be the panty raid.
Imagine how easy it would
rape.
be to do.
There's a rape. There's going to be rape.
Yeah.
Imagine how easy
sure.
though it was if you were just 1950s Aquaman. How easy it would be to get them panties for the panty raid.
Come through the toilet.
You knew it. You knew my secret. How did you know? I came through the toilet.
All right. What's the next?
What's the next
My
thing?
God,
What's the next?
there's a tiny man in our bathroom. I'm here for the panties.
Well, we got to talk about Harley Quinn season 3 is coming back to HBO Max. Have you guys watched that yet?
No.
It's actually surprising. Harley Quinn's the worst part about it, though. Kaylee
That's what
Kuko is the voice, but everyone else around her is fantastic. Like the cast has Ron Funches is in there. There's so many characters. JB Smooth is like her plant. It's fantastic. This year they're bringing in Nightwing. And who else was they going to bring in?
Nightwing. That's Robin, right?
Yeah, Robin. But the older when he left Batman,
Right,
yeah.
and became his own
Dick Grayson, yeah.
deal.
Is it like rated R?
It's an adult animated show. Yes.
So I
on
couldn't
HBO Max.
Show my sons.
Don't show
there.
your
Okay,
sons
all
this
right,
show.
all
No,
right.
definitely don't.
Okay.
It's not as bad as The Boys, but it's close.
Well,
Or
Cartoon
Invincible.
boobs?
Yeah.
Cartoon
I think so.
boobs?
I think there was cartoon boobs in it. You don't see her naked. It's usually the characters around her and stuff
Right,
like that.
gotcha.
not to jump total topics, but
All right.
we watched Doctor Strange, the
Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, and that was more aggressive than I thought.
You said pretty scary.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like
well, Sam Raimi directed it, the guy that did Evil
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah,
I didn't
he's a horror
realize.
guy.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
know you're getting a Sam Raimi movie, you know what you're getting. You're gonna see Bruce
Yeah.
Campbell.
It's like
You're
getting
gonna
a
see
Guy
the
Ritchie
77
movie
Delta.
with no car chase. You'd be like, what?
Well,
That's weird.
I went from Captain America to that, so I thought they were all around the same
No.
scary. I was like, well, and my sons were fine with it. And just like this is
There's only been two
6-year-old
Marvel brand that are like scary movies. It was that and the New Mutants, which was during the pandemic. But that was like Fox's last hurrah with the X-Men.
Where were we at on Morpheus?
Oh, Morbius.
Morbius, yeah, that movie.
Where they were
Morbius.
making fun of it and like they convinced Sony to re-release
Everybody
it in
hates it,
studios.
right? Like
Everyone hates it. I liked it. I liked Morbius the character, and I saw it in 4D, which was a great time. But the movie's not great. I'll give it
like
but it
4D
gave me
where
what I
you
wanted.
got like a werewolf breathing in your butt or something.
Yeah, with the wind blowing.
Yeah,
and
like
the
what do
rain
they do?
coming
Like,
on you, and
you know, like
shaking
they
you-
spray a little,
shaking the crap out of you when they're fighting, and
they spray a
punch you in
little
the back.
water on you when it's raining.
I'm telling you, if you get a chance and you're going to see a major movie like a Marvel movie, go see it in 4D. It's a great ride.
I don't
want
to be sprayed by a liquid.
You can turn the water off. That's the one thing you can
I'm
turn
like, kinda
off
like,
and on. but
Remember
everything
when?
else.
Remember when somebody did that to Tom Cruise? I want to say like 20
They
years ago.
skirt him in the face with a water
Yeah, it was like a
gun.
British prank guy, and he had a fake microphone, and he sprayed Tom Cruise with the water, and Tom Cruise goes, "What? Why'd you do that? Come here! No! Don't run away! Don't run away!
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Why did you? I'm here. I'm answering your questions. Why did you do that? No! Don't run away! You know what? You're a jerk. Why would you be a jerk? I love that video. If you can find it,
There's another one
so
with Will
awkward.
Smith.
You
The guy
should
tries
start
to
your
kiss
day
Will
with it.
Smith. That was a good peek at behind the curtain when the guy tried to kiss Will Smith and he freaked out.
Oh yeah, he did freak out.
Yes.
But that's a legitimate
assault.
Like,
Yeah,
if
but
you
still.
there's a difference.
Keep your mouth out of my mouth.
This with kids movies, right? And
All
I
right.
know
I am a professor of kids movies.
Well, I was
Me
about
too.
to talk some about. Did you hear about the Doja Cat thing with the Stranger Things kid?
no. What is that?
I know. I need help from Samantha because she
Yeah,
knows
what
the
do you
story
need?
more than I do.
I don't know any of
Basically-
the kids' names.
Yeah, Doja Cat was trying to contact one of the stars of Stranger Things, and she was going through Will, who's the younger kid that has your haircut from back in the day.
Oh,
the
this
bowl,
dude.
the bowl
Yeah,
cut.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
this Finn Wolfgram?
I don't know
No,
their
it was
names.
it was Noah. It was the kid that plays Will.
Yeah, the kid. that
Oh,
played-
Will's the kid that's so dumb in the first season he gets lost and he has the penis
Correct.
haircut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? With that haircut, I'd have just left him in the upside down. I'd be like, ugh. You
Well,
are
Doja
such
Cat was trying to hook up. I think it was Steve, the guy that plays Steve.
No, I think it was the new guy, which I'm not. Joseph Quinn. I haven't seen season 4, so I don't
Well,
know.
she has a publicist. Don't you just go to your publicist
she
or
was
your
going through-
assistant and you go like, get a hold of Steve?
Well, that's the thing. She was going through the DMs through Will, and then Will was basically putting her out there like, oh, she's trying to hook up with the new guy.
He shared the screenshot.
But why is he putting her on blast?
Because he's a 17-year-old
17-year-old
kid.
Yeah, but
he
that
thinks
shouldn't
it's
give him
cool.
a pass.
I'm
I mean,
not saying
like-
it's right, but
Well, he's
Yeah,
probably
why are
an
you
idiot.
using me as an intermediary for
I
you
think
to
he
hook
thought
up?
it was funny, and
I mean, I
she
get-
did not. And then she went on TikTok Live and talked to Cash S about
Yeah.
a 17-year-old, and she has pretty crazy fans that now
Yeah.
they're all like attacking a 17-year-old.
How
It's
old
nuts.
is she?
She's like 20 something, right?
yeah,
She's in her
26.
20s.
26, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of, I feel like once you're past the 22, like college age and stuff, like, I shouldn't be talking to teens.
100%, and that's why everyone,
Exactly.
a
Why
lot
are
of
you-
people are coming after Doja Cat now.
Yeah,
like,
but-
dude, don't be 26 and sliding into a 17-year-old's inbox for any reason.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know the reason why. So, I mean,
No,
I'm
well, it's
gonna...
the same thing when Drake was talking to old
To
Bobby
Millie
Millie
Bobby
Brown.
Brown,
Like,
yeah.
it's
No, I
creepy,
know.
it's weird. It
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
be different just because it's reversed
It's a woman,
roles
yeah.
of genders.
No, yeah, it shouldn't. And it's like one thing
I
is,
hate everything Stranger Things, so I support Doja
It's
Cat.
good. Stranger
I have
Things
to-
is good.
yeah,
Stranger
I
Things
have-
is fantastic.
No, it's
I like
overblown.
Dude,
it's
Kate Bush and,
overblown.
Metallica in the
They've
season
ruined
were
Metallica
fantastic.
for me. They've ruined that Kate
Oh,
Bush
Master
song.
of Pu-
All of it ruined.
See, have you seen the episode?
I don't
where they
need
do
to. It's
Metallica?
all ruined. It's all overblown.
is
It's
pretty
not
metal.
as good as any of you think it is, and I'm
No, I
Team
disagree.
Doja. I'm one of the cat. I'm a kitty cat. Team D cat.
Does Will like the other guy? Is it like Will gay?
I don't know.
Because I thought that
The
that's
whole
what they were trying to.
Spoilers, I guess. I haven't
Oh.
seen the
Yeah,
season
she
yet. I haven't
hasn't seen it.
started.
I
There
wasn't
wasn't.
gonna say it,
There,
yeah.
they've just done little things that would like, is he like the other guy or I don't know.
Oh my God! I found Will. I caught him in the closet with a friend of his. They were upside down.
I don't.
That's a 69.
Without spoiling anything, I
That's a
really
69.
can't say anything.
No,
about
well,
that.
there's no answer to that. So it's
There'll
like,
be an answer because there's
Will
another
there?
season 5, but that's not till like what?
Wait, so the
2023.
end of Stranger Things is going to be whether or not Will's gay? That was
No,
the
no,
whole.
no.
I don't. That's boring as hell. I
Without
don't care if
saying
he's gay
anything,
or
I can't
not.
spoil.
Are the Demogorgons gay? Are they gay too?
Maybe.
Oh, they're gay.
Yeah, they're real gay.
What else we got?
Okay, let's go move over to sports. Well, I got some sad news. Did you hear about Marion Barber III? How he passed away?
Is this going to make somebody in here laugh?
No,
if you
Marion
say it?
Barber. He's used to be the Cowboys running back, and he was also played for the Bears.
I remember
Back in the-
Marion
He's
Barber.
like 30.
Yeah.
He was 38 when he passed away. He passed away of heat exhaustion. He was working out in his own apartment. He had the temperature turned up to 91 degrees, and he had the hot water on, and he was working out, and he died of heat stroke in his
Why is he in
own
an-
apartment.
why is he in an
Really?
apartment?
Dude,
In a
it's
house?
crazy, the story. Yeah, they did like a wellness check and found him. The water was still running, and his apartment was like 91 degrees.
So was he just trying to like
He
make it
used
hot?
to like to work out in
The heat?
steam room, heat rooms to kind of like make his body acclimated to it.
Weird.
And he
but-
still was
weird
doing
that-
it at 38. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, but it's weird to be 38, played in the NFL, and you don't own at least like a Miranda home.
Yeah,
You're
but-
in an apartment, a tiny little. I'm picturing a tiny little apartment. It sounds kind of sad.
But if also you're a former athlete at the highest level, I imagine if he's working out, then this is a common thing that he
Yeah,
does.
that he does
works
it all
out-
the time,
Yeah,
probably.
and then so to die of heat exhaustion, it must be just insanely random, or
just
did
passed out and he just dehydrated at the spot.
Yeah, it's odd, right?
I've
Because
seen more
91
people-
isn't that hot. I mean, like there are people that work out on roofs in 100.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but
they're not dropping dead.
100 outside is different than 100 inside. I feel like.
Yeah, with the steam and stuff like that.
Like a 90, like when your house is like 80 degrees inside, you're like, oh my God, I'm dying. But if you go outside and they say the ambient temperature outside is 80 degrees, it's okay.
It's something that you don't really hear about anybody young like that. You hear like old people die when heat waves come because they're in their, but they're 80 years old, they're feeble. Like a former athlete that's 38 is not that old.
He's not old.
It's not old at all. And then there's a lot of NFL players.
You're 40.
That are,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that are still playing at 38. Brady's 45. Anyway, it must have been some he had something wrong with him.
I don't know. It's just they just found him dead. That was that was
crazy.
the autopsy, heat exhaustion. So
sucks.
we also forget we hear these weird things, kind of like Bob Saget, like he hit his head and died. Like lots of people die like this, like
just weird
randomly,
random thing,
But when celebrities or famous people, we're like, oh, that's bizarre.
Well, we
But it's
also
like-
live in a society where I think social media culture kind of thrives off of conspiracy, or there's got to be more to the story, and sometimes there's not.
No.
Yeah.
This is super sad. By the way, on an aside, my daughter absolutely dislikes Bob Saget on the new America's Funniest Home Videos. Like whenever the Saget Years segment comes up, which is pandering. Like they do that now.
Oh, yeah.
They're like
They're
the
using
Saget Years, and they
Are you
use
giving
him.
that money to his family?
No.
like
No,
no, you're
of
not.
course
You're,
not.
you're
They're
making
making
money
money off him.
off of the popularity of Bob
tragedy.
Saget.
It's BS, but every time he comes on, and Andrew,
Hold on, we did that.
yeah, we did do that.
You know what, man? Do what you want. Hey, you gotta eat. Everybody's gotta eat.
Maisie, we gotta keep the lights
Everybody's
on.
gotta eat.
Maybe you need
Maisie
to donate the
will-
BDM memberships that you got since then to
Maisie will look
It
at
went
the
down.
TV, and then he'll be on there, and it'll be like, and now it's time for the Saget Years. And she'll go like, oh, God.
These are the worst ones.
Hates it.
Oh.
She is an Alfonso kid, and I hate that. It makes me want to kick her out of my house. Like, I let you get that.
Yeah.
I almost cursed. I say, you get the hell out of here. Bob Saget is the only host for America's Funniest Home Videos, and I will only give a little bit of love to Tom Bergeron.
Yeah.
Bergeron was good as well,
Number
but
2.
Saget is my guy. But she loves Alfonso. She'll chant it. She'll be like, "Hey, Alfonso!" when they do all
Oh,
the.
no.
I get so mad.
I'm team Fuentes.
She's doing that just to mess
Oh,
with you.
Daisy
Oh.
Fuentes.
Daisy Fuentes is not.
And then the
but the
other
problem
guy.
is she's with another guy.
Yeah,
she
I
couldn't
know.
hold it on her
terrible
own.
too, though.
I know she was terrible.
She couldn't hold it on her own.
She was fantastic.
Oh, the next
She
story I
looked
have is Heinz Field is no longer to be called Heinz Field
Oh
in
my
Pittsburgh.
God.
They're changing it to.
It's called Huntsfield.
No, that would have been awesome if they got Hunts to do it. But no, it's
My
French's.
pouch is
It's
throbbing.
Acrisure, which is an insurance company, is going to buy the stadium rights for the next 15 years. And like Ben Roethlisberger was mad. He's like,
What's
this
it
doesn't make
Why does he give it?
Yeah,
Dan?
well, you don't even play anymore. You don't matter. Get out of here, fat ass.
Isn't he running some kind of scams?
ACRICURE. So like insurance, but like Acrosurance. Like Acrosure.
I feel like anybody in charge of this company's
naming,
marketing should have realized, like, you change the name from like an iconic stadium
American brand,
and
like
whatever.
Wrigley Field, right? If you came in and you're going to change Wrigley Field to the TikTok field,
or whatever,
oh my god,
or something.
People lose their mind.
Fenway changed its name to something else. Yeah,
and it's like, but
Lambeau.
That company is going to get an insane amount of hate. Like, this is going to be bad
Camping
for
World
them.
got heat because we always and still call it the Citrus Bowl.
Yeah,
but the problem is it's good because now you're looking at what this company does. Because I didn't know what it did either when they named it. So
yeah, but it's not something I need, so it makes me angry.
At least Camping World, the rednecks were like, well, I like camping.
I love me a good travel trailer.
How much did Camping World pay for their sponsorship? Because like Heinz paid for it back in their day. In 2002, they paid $57 million for the 20 years. How much do you think Camping World paid for theirs, and how long is theirs?
60
I didn't
mil.
see it. It's like $60 million, right, for Camping World?
I don't know. I'm
It's a
guessing
lot.
that.
It's
so
so
how much
much.
do you think they paid for this? Because it's Pittsburgh, so they're paying a lot of money for sure.
And when you change the rights and the naming rights to stadiums, like, they are diligent to make sure that everybody locally, all the media, are getting the name right and don't start. Like, they will.
What about the dance teams?
Like, they'll send out a whole team of people to make sure that everybody's getting the name right and not still calling it the Citrus Bowl. I remember on radio there was like multiple meetings like.
Don't screw this up.
You cannot call it the Citrus Bowl anymore. You have to start referring to it as Camping World. And I wonder, it becomes like a legal thing, and then they start going after Clear Channel.
All right, Camping World naming rights. If what I'm reading is correct, the Florida Citrus Bowl contributed. They put in $20 million of their own money, and the naming deal went to an organization to $207 million.
Whoa!
For how many years? Because the one for Acrosure, they haven't
that's not.
disclosed
Hold
it
on,
yet.
that's wrong. That's wrong.
If it was
$207 million
for
renovation.
15 years, Acrosure has it, but they didn't discuss how much money it was. I couldn't find any information on that. I looked all over for it.
I can't find anything.
It's weird.
At least not this quickly. Give me more time.
Yeah. No worries.
And maybe they expect the hate at first, but they're like, well, it just gets our name out there and it'll be a big story. So
Well, yeah, even if people hate on it, it's good press because it's like, at least your name's getting out there even because of that. Because it's just changing the name of the stadium. You're not taking anything away.
But why would you want a whole town and everybody to be like, I don't like the new name. I hate this company. Like, people say that. They're mad at you for changing it.
But
even
it'll
though
only
it's
be
just
that way
business.
for a short amount of time. Then it's going to be a while. And then you guys still say Camping World now, even though you say Citrus Bowl.
Yeah, it took me a little while.
Like, faded after time.
Like,
so I'll
tell you one I don't say. Astoria Stadium.
Oh, I call it the soccer stadium.
I call it Orlando City Stadium because I was there to help put it together. I made decisions, not many.
I play Pokemon around it all the time.
Yeah, I just call. I don't call it
and the bump camp that's right behind the stadium
it's
with
Exploria.
all the.
Like Explorious, like I'm exploring. I think that's what it is.
What's the
Never
next
call
story?
it that.
Okay, you know what? Let's since this one's big and I want to have a bunch of time for this. Have you seen the Zach Wilson story? The Jets quarterback.
It is nuts.
It is insane.
Well, it's nuts that everybody is grabbing a hold of it. I mean, it's salacious and
it's
but
fantastic.
It's not that crazy as far as like a guy hooking up with your mom's friend. Especially Zach Wilson's mom, is very good looking.
Yeah,
right?
she's an attractive
and
woman.
everybody
His mom's
said
attractive. I haven't seen the picture of the best friend yet.
Also, Zach Wilson is
He's
NFL
attractive.
quarterback
Yeah.
who is a millionaire now. So
Tom gets emotional when he's talking about
Yeah.
MILF effing.
It's
He's a big fan of American Pie, not just the naked scene, but
The
Stifler's
whole
mom.
movie, the whole collection.
the weird part is it's your mom's friend. But they're
Because is it one of those weird things where like she helped raise him or was around while he was a child? And
Probably.
That's
But
creepy.
that also makes it easier to do, I feel.
Yeah, of course.
Like I
already
feel
put the
like
time in.
I feel like if I were going to
You've been
sleep,
chipping away
if
at it
I
for
were going to
years.
sleep with one of my friend's mothers, I would like to at least choose one that I'd been with and very comfortable
No, but it'd
with.
be your mom's friend. That's the thing.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. But the problem is, this whole
He's
thing
been
came
grooming
up
you
because
your whole life.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos about this. I think I have
Okay.
a good understanding of what happens.
Yeah, I know what happens.
Do you remember the draft?
What happens is he's getting bullied in school, and then the mom's had enough, so she decides to go over to the bully's house and confront him. And then the bully's like, "Sure, lady, I'll stop if you pull out your teeth." And then she does, and then it leads to more things because he keeps upping the ante.
Or she gets her watch stuck in the garbage.
disposal. Yeah.
Or under the
Or
coffee
bed.
table. It's like I can see
She's
through the
too
coffee
top
table.
and heavy on top, and she gets stuck underneath
The
bed.
coffee table weighs 32 pounds. You just stand up.
You could just easily.
Like, how are you stuck? Anyway, sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, but the reason why this all came up is because his ex-girlfriend, the one that he was with during the draft, remember they had that picture with his mom and his girlfriend at the draft?
Yes.
And they're both attractive.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the reason why everyone loved the picture.
Yes.
Well, they broke up, and then she started dating a receiver that used to go to BYU with him that plays for the Commanders now. And everyone's like saying, "Oh, you're friend Jack, and you're going from your homie." What was
Phrasing?
it? Homie hopping is what they called it.
Yeah, homie hopping.
And she goes, "Well, the reason
That
why
sounds
we broke
racist.
up."
I don't know.
Yeah.
And the reason why
And
we
friend
broke
jacking
up,
doesn't sound better. It's like it's better, less racist, but it does.
but the reason why we broke up is because he banged his mom's best friend, and she's like, "You need to." She's homie hopping instead. Just like, ooh, that's how it all went down.
You know what's like to me the
Perfect time to use "homie, don't play that," and I don't know how to do it.
I feel bad for Zach Wilson's mom, and follow me here because
too.
I think Zach Wilson, he grew up like they're a well-to-do family and stuff, right? You know,
I mean, he doesn't look like he was destitute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he had a hard inner-city upbringing.
So I imagine they're rich, and then you have the son who's really good at sports, and he gets to the highest level of American sports, which is NFL quarterback, which is insanely rare. There's only 32 of them, right?
Yeah,
starters.
at least starters, yeah.
And and then now he's at least going to be
Is he
playing.
Mormon?
I think
Something
so
like
because he
that.
went to BYU. Yeah,
I mean, there's.
So-
I'm sure there's some
I
rich.
wonder if
Mormon-
that's a problem
Salt
in the
Lake
whole
City.
community.
I mean,
all
it
that stuff.
does. I think it actually adds ingredients to the soup
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah,
And
they think a little
Maybe they were
differently.
doing soaking.
also the fact
Yuck.
that the fact
I
that
hate that term. I hate all of it. And then the person that jumps on the bed, it's all gross.
What's the person that jumps on the bed called? Like, I know there's a name for it.
Yeah, there is a name like the.
I told that to my wife, and she's like, "No." Like, yes,
It's
there's
yuck.
tons of videos.
Sorry, Tom.
the fact that he also has a baby face and he looks younger than
Oh,
he
yeah.
is plays into this whole fantasy too. Like I said, I see the videos. It's
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
It's a popular genre.
Because there's that
of
one
video.
guy. There's a professional
Yeah.
porn actor. His name is Jordy.
Yeah, oh, the guy, yeah.
and he
From
looks
Star
super
Trek?
young.
Does he have the visor on?
He's, no, he's super young looking, but he's also. I mean,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy is a stallion, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the guy, and they have cast him to. He's forever getting off the bus and he going to the mom's house.
So you're Zach Wilson's mom. Your son becomes an NFL quarterback. You're, I'm sure you're the talk of the town. And
Oh yeah,
all
it
your,
blew up
amongst
her
your
Instagram
friends.
for sure. Because yeah.
And then this happens, and there's no way anybody's gonna forget about it, and forever. And
It's Stifler mom all over the place.
And
yeah.
if I know NFL fans, they will straight.
That's gonna be cool for the next couple seasons.
Every
stadium is going to be playing. What's that?
Jesse's mom.
Jesse's mom.
Yeah.
By Fountain of Wayne. I'm surprised I knew that.
They'll do that.
Yeah.
Like
1999.
Why do you know that?
they'll
Where was this knowledge for trivia?
Yeah.
every time the
Still mad
Jets
about
play
that
the
Thor
Dolphins
question.
and Miami, they're
Oh,
going to
they
be playing
do it.
Jesse's mom to all the
Football
Miami
fans-
football fans will be screaming at
Football fans, once they have the ammo, it is there for good. Every
yeah.
Super Bowl, I get the 28-7,
28-3,
or 28-3. I always get 100 memes in my inbox.
Or March
Yeah.
28th. They
Yeah,
always
like
call
people
you.
think I really want to
Yeah.
see that the night before the Super Bowl.
And so back to why I feel bad for his mom is before she'd show up to these games and she'd watch her son play an extremely rare position and be famous on the field.
She always sit in her own box. She won't be bothered by anybody. Now, no.
Now it's just she has to hear the entire stadium. Even Jets fans are going to be doing it because they don't care. They're
as soon as he
ruiners.
throws interception, Jesse's mom's
Yeah,
playing.
Their own fans are going to be saying, and then she has to sit there and take it forever. Or at least until her son is out of the sport, which may be soon.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Let's be honest.
I don't know.
They're
But
the
a lot of
Jets.
guys are happy. He's like, they're calling him the GOAT because he's hooking up with his mom's
I
friend.
mean, I guess.
Oh, on the team, they're more popular than ever. But
Chad Ochocinco and DK Metcalf both said he's the GOAT because of this.
Yeah, well, he's having a fun time, but he's not. I don't.
Not a goat of anything.
Yeah, I don't think his career is going to be like a Mahomes or certainly not a Brady.
Everybody
You
will.
know, if anybody, Brady was banging more football knowledge during that time, to try and get better
Well,
at what he
left
wanted
his
to
first
do.
wife
Now,
when she was
personally,
pregnant,
to
so
him,
Tom Brady's not a good guy.
this is a benefit to him. Like it makes him
more
Distraction.
popular.
Too much of
Like,
a
he
distraction.
has-
But it could be a huge, horrible distraction. to
yeah,
him.
for sure.
Oh, it is. It's too much of a distraction because it's so crazy. It almost feels like a cartoon. It doesn't even feel right. I think it'd almost be easier if he had a DUI or something. Because like that, you're all like,
Yeah,
well,
they
this
can
is
sweep under the rug,
serious.
yeah.
But this, it's like, Mom, yeah, Mom.
And what
It's all
if you're
legal,
his
it's all
current
fine.
girlfriend? Like
Yeah.
that sucks.
Oh,
If
his
you're
current girlfriend is beautiful.
Yeah, she's gorgeous, but it's like that sucks. To
Yeah.
now the whole
Everyone
story is
knows
like,
this,
oh,
that
my
he's a
boyfriend
cougar
was
chaser.
banging his
Yeah.
mom's
Yeah, and you got to
friend.
see it every single
Yeah.
day. I mean, good luck to that girl. Poor thing. Jesus.
She's a model. She's
Well, it doesn't matter.
amazing looking.
I'm sure
All right,
everywhere she
DJ,
goes.
she's 20.
I like
Calm
how
down.
it's bad for all the women involved, but we look at it, we're like, good job. We're like, we like you more. Hold on, how did all the women?
nothing to do with
now.
football.
All the women, his mom, the mom's friend, the girlfriend, all we were like, oh, I feel bad for them. And old Zach Wilson, we're like, good job. That's awesome. Like, man, it's a horrible society.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, you summed it up.
I'm doing it.
What
I
else you
can't
got?
even help myself.
Well, the last. Oh, then I can't do this next story because it's too far going the other way.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God.
Did you guys see what the WNBA All-Star Game MVP trophy looked like?
No.
Does it look like a giant dildo?
No, it's like something they bought at like the dollar store. It's so sad.
No, are you serious?
Oh, man.
Hold on, no.
It's
How does this
embarrassing.
happen?
Like they're getting all this good news because of Britney. Well, not good news, I guess. They're getting all this publicity, and the trophy is tiny. Like it's sad. Like if I was the MVP, I'd like probably throw this away.
Oh, no, she's holding it
Yes.
like this. No, the Carts and Kegs trophy was way better than this.
Let me see it. That's not real.
I swear that's
No,
the MVP
are you-
trophy
is
for
that
the All-Star
real?
Game. Yes.
Oh, this is terrible.
I can't stop.
Hold on.
I'll tell you the trophy is I can't get the picture to pop up.
That's real?
There's a good picture of it on Deadspin if you want to.
So how does this happen?
I don't know.
They got a small budget.
They got
No,
a low
no,
budget.
no.
That's
not,
why that
no.
one girl's playing
No.
in Russia because they can't afford to pay the players.
Look at how
so she has to
shiny
risk
that
her life
is.
to go to another
Oh
country
my
to play.
God.
Nope, not accepting that answer. That's not
All
right.
right.
That I'll tell you why that's not right because our Shark Week trophy
Is better than that.
Yeah,
than
I
that,
agree.
and it's not that expensive.
Exactly.
And we have a
She has to hold it by her fingers. It's so small.
Well, she's a large woman. She's used to
probably
dunking on
6'7".
people. Yeah, I mean, like
messed up.
it's almost like a goof to hand something that small to
And
a
then
large
on
person.
the bottom right, they have a comparison with what it looks like for the MVP right next to the one you're on. There you go.
So-
with Russell Westbrook holding it up.
So-
that's
which
what the
one?
MVP for the NBA looks like.
This one.
Yeah.
Trophies aren't that expensive. Also, you would 100% be able to have someone make you one for free that wanted
for
to
sure.
Publicity.
for publicity.
Yeah,
One of-
Jostens
the
or
best
whatever it is,
trophy
yeah.
maker in the world would make it for you for publicity because it's not that So there's no excuse for this except for
Yeah.
someone didn't think about it, and that's where I can't believe it. Like at some point,
Yeah, but everyone's
Preparing-
bad at their job. We you
How
guys
bad?
know
That
this.
bad?
They're that bad.
that bad. That's insanely bad. Like someone bought a trophy. It's like it was someone's job that worked within the WNBA, right?
Well, have you seen the new NBA trophy that's done by Louis Vuitton and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
handmade and
Yeah.
reimagined by an artisan? And he like hand welded it and
Yeah.
he's like polishing it and it's millions of dollars.
So I'll accept that you sent a runner out to go pick up a trophy at the trophy store or get one made online or whatever, and then they made a mistake because they're an idiot. But someone had to have seen the trophy at one time, be like, "Hey, where's the?" And then saw it and like, we can't give someone this. Like, go out. I mean, there's a trophy store. Like, here's $300. Someone would have paid just for the embarrassment. The spare themselves the embarrassment.
If we had a show meeting, and tell me if I'm lying. If the three of us were sitting in there having a meeting, and then we said, "Oh, Tony's coming by with the trophy we got for Shark Week," and they walked in with that trophy, Tom'd be like, "We can't give them that. We have to order something else. We can't do that. Because there are times when we want to do something nice. I mean, we don't do like
At
BS.
least-
But there's comedy in us giving a horrible trophy to someone.
I like that the fact, I don't know if you went on her Instagram, but on her Instagram story, she's actually making jokes about it. They're holding up like a little applesauce packet and like taking photos with it, making fun of it. So they have a good sense of humor about it.
Of
course. But yeah, it is ridiculous.
But it makes the WNBA look lesser than.
But everybody already knows that they are because they have no money.
Yeah.
But that I will not accept that as an excuse.
No.
They have enough money.
I'm with Tom.
They have enough money.
$1,000 laying around.
Yes, they haven't. How can we buy a Shark
NBA.
Week trophy? We have more money. We make more money than WNBA. No,
No
we
way.
don't. 100%
No way.
we don't. 100%. One particular team will make more money than
That trophy costs less than $300 guaranteed.
Oh, for sure.
Unless it's made out of some crazy precious
yeah.
metal and that's BS though.
Dude,
that's BS.
Have you seen the fantasy football trophy that I bought
It's
for
beautiful.
our fantasy football
Yeah,
league?
you bought
right?
it twice because we had a typo.
That was
beautiful.
That was $175.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it was great.
And that was a 3-tiered trophy with a statue on top. That, I mean, it looked decent. Someone could be like, "That's kind of cheap," but
I think it's cool.
For $175, at least they could have, bought a bigger trophy. No, it wouldn't have been made fun of so much.
Yeah.
Even if it was big and cheap, people would have been like, "Oh, it's big," but a tiny little.
Yeah.
That's why they're making. How can someone not realize they're all gonna laugh at you?
BDMX Con in our Twitch chat room says maybe women prefer smaller trophies that fit in the dishwasher. I think that's pretty funny. That's a fairly solid joke coming from a person that usually doesn't say things like that. He's usually a little more progressive than that.
Good job, BDMX Con. You know what? You're a true hero.
All right. Hey, good job today, buddy.
Thank you,
nice
appreciate
job.
that.
Good seeing you.
I was excited to come in today.
We were glad to see you. Is there anything
I
we
think
need
this
to
has
plug?
helped you, EJ. Like politically, I see some people on the BDM page even saying like, "Hey, I like Nerd Jock Brain." Like they're saying, comparing it with other bits.
Well, definitely, search me out on Twitch. I do it every Tuesday. I'm probably going to do a
They don't like that one.
spoiler.
Yeah.
I like
I've
the
been meaning
Twitch
to talk to you
thing.
about that.
I'm trying to sometimes.
That's like if a tree falls in the woods and no one is around, is the tree really making a sound?
I have a good time with that. At least I don't have to wait for Tom to finish talking before I can talk.
If you are doing the publicity for a political figure, like sometimes their reputation is so bad, you got to break them all down and then build them up from start. That's what we're doing.
Like the Marines do.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, bye-bye.